All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. We are live. What is hopefully going to be a really fun Sunday night edition of the Rim and Sam Pod. Hopefully really fun because we do have our official fantasy league draft live in flesh here. Hey, I don't have to pause that right away. Live here on the YouTube airwaves of the Rim and Sam Pod. So, and obviously, hopefully a good time because, like we're saying, fantasy drafts probably a top. It's a fantasy draft like a top 5 day of the year maybe. Christmas is still pretty elite. But you could go Christmas, fantasy draft, and then birthday. Hey, DM us at Rem and Sam Pod if your fantasy draft day is more of a favorite day to you than your birthday. Who's to say? Christmas, the movie, there are still good Christmas movies and stuff, good Christmas music. Hey, does Mariah Carey need to draft or drop a fantasy draft theme song? I guess fantasy. In some ways, we just need to start bumping fantasy. Hey, I guess, we could twist it into being fantasy football. I guess thinking about it now, shout out to the Ringer Fantasy Football Pod. They are, I guess, they're the ones that are fans of that song. I think, maybe a couple other people as well, too. And Draft Day, do we need to see if Draft Day is streaming anywhere right now? We do have the classic, the handy, pause, the 1996 NFL Classic Games playlist going on in the background. Yeah, Chad. Hey, draft day. Unfortunately, none of the streamers have draft day. The NFL, it's August. The NFL season's about to start, and nobody has draft day streaming. What's going on here, streamers? Hey, you think we have this figured out in 2026, but I guess, somehow we don't. How is Netflix? How is Tubi? This is the one time I actually feel let down by Tubi. Hey, how is draft day? Draft day kind of should just be on Tubi all the time. Honestly, I don't know what the rights issue is there, but is the NFL involved? Who's to say? But that could be our classic fantasy draft holiday rewatches draft day. Kevin Costner, shout out. We should have gone and looked for that at the DVD store as well too. Should we do a quick studio update because we did have to add a couple of things. We added the main piece is honestly not a DVD. It's this one back here in the background. This new soundtrack record. We do have, I guess, the soundtrack side of the records is not something we haven't really gotten into outside of these two, honestly, the Black Panther one and the Joker. Otherwise, we just get, just classical records. But they had a Beverly Hills Cop one this weekend when we went to the store, and I was like, oh, well, I guess we're going to get that one. And I'm going to be honest, I never really even think to look through the soundtrack section of the record store as well. So, and actually now that I think about it, there may be I think I might have the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack as well. I think what it is, it's like a jazzy remix of Saturday Night Fever. I don't know if that sounds cool, but it is like, it is still, Saturday Night Fever. It's still vibey. It's still all the great songs. But this is actually the Beverly Hills Cop soundtrack as well too. Do we get a good look at it there? I guess which way? There we go. Okay, there we go. Obviously, great look of it as well too with the iconic movie cover. It's got kind of like a paint speckle situation going on there as well. So we added, that was a must add to the collection. I guess it does kind of fit the vibe, action movies. I guess, more, it's Axel Foley is a superhero for sure. Definitely, there is that like genre of like the non-super powered or the non-comic book superheroes in a way, because like I guess, we also did make a trip to the DVD store as well, too. Picked up a copy of Too Fast, Too Furious there, chat. Hey, they had that on. Honestly, an all-time DVD run for us today. I don't know, usually we don't talk about, how much are we spending on these DVDs. But, you gotta look through the discount sections and go to the, see what's hitting for the sales there from time to time on some of the, those stores. Again, like the record store and the DVD store there. And today, I guess the clearance section was just great because they had Creed and The Departed and Too Fast, Too Furious. We got all three for $5. So, Chad, I mean, maybe one of the best A+. Mel Kiper giving us an A+ on the DVD store draft grade, hopefully, with the pickups there. But I guess going back to the superhero point, like, Vin Diesel, John Wick, Axel Foley. There's like a action hero, superhero sort of situation there. But either way, I guess, yeah, to also say what we added to the pile here, put them up on top. Like we said, The Departed. I guess which order do we have them in here? Yeah, The Departed, Creed, and then Too Fast, Too Furious. Creed has been one that has been in like the main section that we've been staring at, and we're like, do we just commit and just go to Creed? And then we just we're looking, shopping the deals today, chat. Hey, yo, I guess, what's the waiver wire? Do we need to do waiver wire or late round comparisons for these movies? What's the Departed version? What's Too Fast, Too Furious? What's Creed? I guess honestly, the Departed being the cheapest one is kind of crazy because that one I think did that one get some like Oscar nominations? Hey, yo, so that would be like, I don't know, the guy with maybe some Pro Bowls and some All Pros that's kind of fallen in the list. I don't know, like, is that like Mike Evans? I don't know. Are we gonna give? This is why this is also a bad idea. Again, a great idea because we get to fantasy draft and it's gonna be fun, but a bad idea because we just get to give out our fantasy strategy live and our whole draft, all of our people in our drafting against us could just tune in and just be like, oh, that's his big board right there. There we go. Hey, yo, there's that famous, I guess, NBA story video picture of the Magic, and I think it was free agency, not the draft. But they like took a picture of they're like, hey, we're in here working. I don't remember exactly what the picture was. I don't remember if Orlando posted it themselves, but they're like, oh, we're working on free agency in here, and it's just a picture of their whiteboard in the background, their dry erase board with all the names that they're targeting in free agents. Like, oh, well, there you go. There's what the Magic are gonna do right there. Plan around that. So, are we gonna save going over and looking at the big board there? We did make a couple of adjustments, I guess, right before we jumped on. So, do we need to update there? But, this could be bad. Or a little kind of like as well, too, when they say, like, there's like that pizza thing in DC where it's like every time it's like, oh, there's like a attack going on, it's like they're ordering pizza at this one place, like just giving away the strategy. It's like we're just ordering, there's the league's just watching us just order pizza here, just giving away the big board. It's like, oh, this is just a bad idea. It is what it is. But again, hopefully we're just here for a good time and make some fun picks, have a fun team. Really, just honestly, we're here to figure out who we're gonna draft to see who we can flip the pun to name the team after as well too, is also an important goal here for tonight. But I guess, yeah, for the waiver wire movie ads, is Mike Evans the Departed, the pedigree guy? That's like, why is Mike Evans in the, I don't know, is this Departed like, is there like a pulled hammy on this DVD case? I don't know. Maybe there's some scratches on the DVD that we need to double check there. Who's to say? But and Creed, you could say, is as good as The Departed. It didn't obviously get quite the Oscar nominations. Coogler was still a little newer in his career at that time as well, too. Didn't have the pedigree as Scorsese at that point. Obviously, Scorsese, The Departed, in the 2000s, just way later in his career. I guess, no, The Departed is the one that he won for as well, too. I was like, oh, yeah, he obviously won for Goodfellas and Casino Ridge. I was like, actually, no, The Departed was the one he won for as well. So I guess, do we even have to, like, the MVP candidate? Is there like an MVP that we can get that's down on the list somewhere? Hey, yo, I guess, chat, we're gonna have to pull up the big board and spoil it. It is what it is. I guess we're gonna scroll down. Is Garrett Wilson our version of The Departed this year? Who's to say? I guess he's never actually, like, been. I guess we go check. Maybe he was like a second team All Pro one year or something. Maybe is Travis Kelce The Departed this year? It's like, oh, Travis Kelce, best tight end in the league, is kind of being at a discount tight end rate. Let's go double check his tight end ADP right now at this point. I guess, what do we have him ranked? We have him ranked tight end 8, and he's tight end 9. Our tight end rankings are weird, Chad. I'm not gonna lie. I guess, are we just giving away our strategy? We'll give away our strategy later, but we're maybe focused on the tight ends positive at the later part of the draft. But I guess there it is. But Kelce going 97.9 right now on ADP. So basically pick 98. Our league right now, a 10-person league. So 10-person league, chat. Hey, does ESPN need to update the wording there for some of the stats? But 10-person league, and so you're talking end of the 9th round. I guess, does that actually make sense here? Let's see where our pick would land close to that. Yeah, I guess our 10th round pick is gonna be 96. We're pick 5, chat. Hey, yo, so we got a little list here of where we're gonna be making our selections at. So you're talking round 10 for Travis Kelce. And again, I guess, is he gonna be is he gonna be a great fantasy player overall this year, or more so like a little extra valuable tight end than you're expecting? Like, that would be the case, is that, again, he's more important for the tight end position group than he is, again, amongst the big board, where, like we're saying, could Brock Bowers be fifth in receiving yards this year or something. Obviously, there's some quarterback dependency as well there too. I guess Trey McBride in the past, has been up there in receiving yards last year, 1,200 yards or whatever. But, Kelsey, again, I guess 1,000 yards, wouldn't necessarily seem too realistic at this point. But if Kelsey was still like 800 yards, and then maybe, there is still a double-digit touchdown case for Kelsey as well, too. I guess, Rashee Rice is going in fantasy, and I was checking, he's being drafted, hot take, and I was checking as well, too, here before we jumped on the 7-day trends for which players have been, getting drafted higher here over the recent, what values have been increasing over the last 7 days. I guess, Chad, sorry to Jordan Tyson, hit with his injury, Jaden Higgins as well, too. Yeah, their draft value, unfortunately, has gone down. And I guess Downs as well, too, with the signing of Keenan Allen. It looks like his 7-day draft trends have not been favorable for him there as well. And I guess it's not loading the favorable ones. So maybe we'll hit it with a refresh here and see if we can get this up. Now, I'm focused on getting the page right, and I forgot even where we're trying to talk about this. Oh, Xavier Worthy, that's what it was. Yeah, Xavier Worthy. Yeah, so he is trending up in drafts as well, too, speaking of the Chiefs. But, again, Xavier Worthy hasn't been 1,000 yards each of these last 2 years. I don't know if we looked up the Xavier Worthy stats last time. Xavier Worthy's, anybody that's a fan of Xavier Worthy, unfortunately, skip ahead, but we're live. So, I don't know, throw us on mute. But, we're just pulling up the box score. Let's see what we get for Xavier Worthy. As a rookie, 98 targets, 59 catches, 638 yards, and 6 touchdowns. And then last year, 42 catches, 532 yards, and 1 touchdown. So the touchdown regression is definitely not going to be favorable for fantasy there at all. But, 2-year career, he's at 1,100 yards and 7 touchdowns. And, again, obviously talented speed. You would assume that Reed's offensive creativity, that just the Chiefs are just going to be that system that you're going to want a weapon in at some point. So later in the draft, I'm sure. And I guess his overall ADP, again, we're talking way later. But to bring it back to what we're saying for Travis Kelce as well, too, I don't know if we necessarily have, top end fantasy football, reliability in these receivers. And again, Rashee Rice, for what he can be in Reed's offense, and any offense, like Rashee Rice is a good receiver for sure when he has been out there. But again, he just hasn't been playing games this last couple of years, for whatever reason it's been. He just hasn't been out there, injury or whatever else. So, that again, it's just like, do you put all, forget about all that stuff? It's all going to be, that's the hope as well too. That he is going to be out on the field consistently going forward. Again, whatever the reason may be keeping him off the field, that stuff would just not be there as well too. But, again, is that going to make him still that number one reliable target to Travis or for Mahomes in the season as well at this point? Hey, Chad, we're just rambling about Travis Kelce. We got to get into our draft. Our draft starts in 2 minutes. So we just got to jump in and get to drafting as well too. We'll figure out where we're going to take Kelce later. And I guess, the departed, the Creed, but we didn't get to figure out who's too fast, too furious in this draft as well. The underrated franchise guy who is sneakily kind of one of the better, I guess, again, not from the Rotten Tomatoes score, one of the better players in the franchise, but still one of the more rewatchable, one of the more fun watches in the franchise. So somebody from a good offense, fun to watch, maybe not like a, super reliable, gonna get a ton of fantasy points, but could definitely pop from week to week. I guess, do you want to say Devontae Adams or something like that? I don't know. Devontae Adams has been, I guess he's been a little like the departed as well too, kind of best, at his spot in the league there. But I guess at pick 5, Chad, it is going to be favorable for our running back big board because, again, our bias to Jonathan Taylor on the Colts. Obviously, he's number 1 running back in fantasy. Gibbs and Robinson are great, but you got to take Jonathan Taylor number 1. So I think this might work out for us. We might get our number 1 running back at number 5. There is a very, very good chance that is how this works out here. Let's get to our draft and see what is going on. Okay, Chad, number 1 is on the clock. We're drafting here. So, I was really kind of hoping that if we were going to be, a 1 or a 2 pick this year, that we could get Jamar Chase. And, that is still a little bit of a possibility. Maybe there's a run on running back, if Puka and JSN are, in this league, valued over Jamar Chase, and that could definitely help as well too. I guess Puka has more projected points than Jamar Chase does. I guess could that influence a decision in this as well too? It's not impossible, but so is Gibbs the first off the board there, chat? Hey, yo, are we ripping through? We got to get the picks in here as well too. Yeah, Jamar Chase third off the board. We knew it was going to happen as well too. And JSN is going to be tough to leave there as well. There is that sneaky, like, do we just think JSN could have a better fantasy season than Jonathan Taylor as well too? But at pick 5 between JSN and Jonathan Taylor, if Gibbs and Chase are off the board, which, again, as we assume they would be, and they are, we do have to be, and again, I guess assuming Jonathan Taylor just doesn't go 4 here as well too. Hey, yo, would that be like devastating? But also, that would be devastating. I would just much rather, JSN went to the rival, school as well too, go blue. So, that will explain our Nico Collins ranking when we scroll down to the receivers. But what are we saying? Again, we pass up on a guy for our own team and take a guy from a rival school could be a tough karma move there. So, Taylor has to be it. And again, this is why it's bad. We're just sitting here one pick away. I guess if this is real life, the trade up and down situation in the real draft is a little different. So, in real life, it'd be like if somebody was in pick 4 and be like, oh, they want to take Jonathan Taylor, huh? Oh, well, look at that. We just grabbed Jonathan Taylor, and now we're calling him, offering him picks and things like that. But again, that the fantasy trades would be a little bit later, and I guess they could, set us up for that as well, too, after the draft. But I think it is more important in the first round, building a complete team as well, too, to, have the team that you are comfortable with more so than the trade targets. Oh, Chad, we got somebody taking all the time running the shot clock down. Hey, yo. So I guess, Puka, was that an auto pick or did he even select draft there as well, too, Chad? So bringing the card. It's like Marvin Bagley going to the Kings. Yeah, we're just running the card right up to this platform. Be like, yeah, Jonathan Taylor. He's our guy. So there we go, Chad. Hopefully he stays healthy, but if he does stay healthy, he's going to be great. The touchdowns are going to be there. Obviously, the running back reliability is, right, still top 3, top 4, as well too in the league. So it's, again, in the middle of the draft, we can be a little more biased there as well too. I guess there is one other guy we can be biased for later in the draft. And then, bench guys, like I said, Downs is, trending down. So, not to give away our strategy too much, Chip, but, maybe Josh Downs didn't trend too much on our board. We were making too much adjustments there. Pause. But, Chet, there we go. We got the Lions fan taking Amon-Ra. So there is some other bias picks going on here as well, too. I guess, will Billy Buckets take Caleb Williams? I guess who's the Bears player that he could take? Too high here. I guess, maybe some Bears receivers a little bit later on could potentially be it. Okay, Jefferson off the board. Obviously, concerns about what would be the quarterback situation there in Minnesota, but he's still going to be a first round pick there as well too. So our second round strategy does get really interesting because I guess, we're going to be Mel Kiper for this board. Or are we going to focus on our own thing? Our second round strategy is interesting because like we've talked about, hey, we're going to just set this up for everybody. But, there is a guy that we do really, really want that maybe would be a round too high. Hey, yo. Do we just talk about it afterwards, chat? We just might have to. Because I do think that somebody could definitely snipe him in this league. He has been, a pretty productive fantasy player the last couple of years. And as much as there is still a lot of talent there at the rest of the position in the league, having the number one confidence going into the season is, again, something that would definitely be, nice for the mental there. So, obviously the end of round 1 here, you get to queue up 2 picks. So I guess that, you get to make an excuse for the running the shot clock down as well too. I guess we're running the Mike D'Antoni offense here with the picks again. Just 7 seconds. Just I guess just running the picks right in. With Achane round 1 as well too. So that's good. Achane doesn't have to be on the board when we're picking round 2. Again, we weren't necessarily looking forward to taking anybody in the Dolphins offense. I guess, can we talk about the other guys on our board that aren't our number 1? I don't know if that's going to narrow it down. But Hampton is a guy that we did move up the list in the rankings. And Saquon was a late flip as well, too. We jumped him up into the top 7 here, up just a couple spots. He is still a top 10 guy, but, kind of maybe making it more in line with the consensus as well too. So we could continue to add running back here. Obviously, RB1. Again, like our guy AJ Brown, hey, we just panic and take our, biased player every year. And they've got Rashee Rice with 282 fantasy points, like, way more than everybody else left on the board. Is kind of funny after what we were saying there as well. But I think chat, we could potentially, this could happen. This could happen. This pick is making me nervous here. Hopefully he's not tuned in. Hey, yo, champ, if you're tuned in, turn off the live stream. Hey, yo, we've never told, well, I guess, we always appreciate the views, but, maybe not right now. Not in this second round. Oh, okay, chat, that's clutch. That was our number one team for taking our pick here in the second round. And as much as we do love the Derrick Henry season for team building purposes, I mean, we did just get Taylor as well, so we are willing to make a pass there for Henry. And again, if we were betting on a second RB like Hampton, it's a little bit different taking that running back later. Oh, McCaffrey was on the board in the second. We weren't even paying attention, chat. That's tough. That might be like a league winner type pick. We have to go back and just look at the board here and just double check. Hey, yo, is there anybody that we, are really, really wanting here? Again, Hampton is kind of the one, but I think we have to do it, chat. We have to take our guy. We have to take Allen at the second pick because I don't think he was going to be there for 25. I mean, he definitely could have been. But we want the certainty of the quarterback spot there. And again, like, Lamar and Jaden Daniels and Hurts do have the touchdown running ability there. Even Trevor Lawrence as well, too. Again, had almost 10 rushing touchdowns last year. Could even, if he takes a step forward as a passer, what if he's like 4,500 yards and, 35 touchdowns this year, just putting up insane air stats. But, again, Allen is just the engine of the offense in a way that literally no quarterback in the league is the engine of the offense. I guess. And we still aren't counting out Mahomes for this as well, too, from the rushing standpoint. But, I mean, it's not the same from the down-to-down design of it and obviously around the red zone. But, you want just the two-way production there. And does give you a little cushion at running back in some way, maybe even just mentally. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it does bear out in the fantasy points if he's just, again, putting up tons of fantasy points. But, and I think I might have just had this team last year. I'm going to have to go back and double check. I think I had Allen and Taylor both last year in the first and second round. So, did I pull up the right big board? Hey, yo. I may have pulled up the wrong list, chat. 2025 IT. Do a double check on what year we did these research numbers on. Hey, yo. But I think, again, it still holds for 2026. Just guys still at the peak of their powers, all that stuff. We're still looking good there. But is it time to start targeting receiver now? Again, if we're building out balance and going 3 for 3 in that way, then, this is definitely, again, everybody tune out the live stream. Definitely the next place to look. Brock Bowers, what pick was that? Was that 19 that he just went off the board? Okay, I think that's about right. I was going to say, who got McCaffrey here with the second round pick? JSN and McCaffrey, chat? Hey, yo. That team's going to be pretty good. We'll have to, hopefully he just messes up with the rest of the picks there. But that is tough. I guess maybe McBride over McCaffrey is, maybe an interesting pick. It definitely does have good, tight end fantasy value there. But, McCaffrey's overall production, again, has been pretty insane. Even if it is a step back, high end round 2 does seem still pretty good there. McCaffrey still going over G&T. Again, he didn't drop like a total tier of running back, but definitely being on the downside of the tier. And again, the age stuff is a high end. Again, is our guy going to be the one with the injuries and the carries and the usage that, gets involved there as well too. But, and I guess, again, G&T, like we're saying, maybe we're a little more hesitant on his season than the rest of the fantasy football community, but it could still be a really productive stats here. But, again, that's a tough one, chat. And it did go before our pick, so we couldn't have pivoted our fantasy strategy there. Again, we do have to, we can look back at that one and be mad at the rest of the league. Because again, I guess we took Taylor over McCaffrey in the first round. So is that the bad pick? But I don't, again, for the rest of the second round stuff, if we had taken Allen over McCaffrey, then that would have been something else. So if we go receiver, Garrett Wilson's the next guy. Again, our guy AJ Brown is on the board, so that is tough. But we're really, again, I had Mbuka last year, so I'm really looking at Mbuka again. Just run the team back. Hey, yo, Let's do it. Is this a dynasty league, chat? Honestly, this happens. I just keep drafting the same guys. Again, we drafted AJ Brown, 6 years in a row. It's gonna happen with Mbuka again. I'm just gonna run the clock down because I just, just like have to make peace with dipping down the board to take Mbuka. Not even really though. I guess Pickens is a little, T Mac. The fact that this guy's nickname is T Mac is terrifying. Obviously, T Mac puts, torched the Spurs that one time, so there's always, bad feelings there. Devontae Smith has the opportunity, so does Zay Flowers, but I think Mbuka, you could argue talent there. Neighbors, Mbuka does have some injury questions now as well too, but Neighbors, does as well too. And Garrett Wilson with the offense, is, I think, as much as the Ohio State talent maybe be similar, again, we're just not as confident there as well too. So it is going to have to be Mbuka with this pick here in the third round. And we're just running back the 2025 fantasy team again, chat. I think we didn't even make the playoffs, so it's not like a team where we're like, oh, let's just, all the good memories of last year's team again. I think it was like, oh, maybe in week, 11, it's like, and because Ibuka kind of tailed off there at the end of last year as well, too. But, again, it started off pretty well. So, if we, good couple of weeks. And yeah, we did leave Hampton on the board, too, so that is tough, but Mbuka's our guy, Chad. If we had Hampton last year on the roster, then he could be at the team dinner. But unfortunately, the team reunion, we'll have to see if we can make a trade or something to get him officially, in the mix there. But veterans only, Chad. You have to have a membership or something to be with the Rem and Sam, fantasy team, I guess, for this year. So I guess our next bias potential would be, are we going Tyler Warren next? I think we even had Tyler Warren last year, so why not, Chad? I mean, hey, Mike, we just like having the same players, every team, just the consistency. Pause. I don't, pause. But Breece Hall's fallen a little bit, is definitely a guy that we're going to have to keep an eye on. And I do think Neighbors could slide in this draft as well, too. So there is some fourth round. Like, that is, again, another... I don't know if we can say McCaffrey like league winning type pick if we get Malik Neighbors in the fourth round, but I think the upside of that is definitely there for sure. But, we do kind of like the fourth round running back looks because, we do have, again, Kyren really up on our board, and ETN is a sneaky Kyren kind of backup option for us there. I guess, they got ETN projected with more than Kyren this year, but we're still a little bit more, confident in the Rams offense overall. And the Saints is a sneaky offense here. Again, like Olave. The fourth round is going to be interesting. Did Olave go? Let's see. Wait a second here, chat. Okay, T-Mac went. AJ Brown's off the board. Oh, Olave did go. Okay, so third round, Olave's on a team. He's got, let's see here, chat. Okay, Bijan, Olave, and I guess, it would have been on the turn there. Bijan, Chase Brown, and Olave. Yeah, that's pretty good production there for sure. I think the Saints offense is definitely going to be a sneaky jump up offense this year as well, too. Again, just being like really, even if it's just average offense, it's like, can you get excited about, oh, look at that, the Saints are going to be an average offense. But it's like, it's just, again, that week-to-week consistency over the course of the year. If you're going to get, some, I guess, third-round value there for Olave. Again, maybe fourth, fifth-round value for ETN. Tyler Shuck going way later in drafts. I guess you would look, maybe double-check tight ends and stuff there as well, too. But again, those three guys for what the value is going to be for just getting a potential steady offense is definitely, like we're saying, good potential picks. Zay Flowers has been another guy that we've had the last couple of years as well too. Again, is it just the frustration of like, this is going to be the year, it's going to work this year for Zay Flowers? I mean, the touchdown things is concerning. It is what it is. I don't know. Do we have to pull up the Zay Flowers? Does he have double-digit touchdowns in his career? Let's hope, chat. Hey, yo. If we have to ask the question, that's not a great sign. He does have 14. That is good. 16 overall, I guess. So maybe a couple of rushing touchdowns in there. Yeah, 2 rushing touchdowns in his career as well. So, again, he's averaging, a solid 5 touchdowns a year. So that is, again, not terrible. Oh, chat, we're on the clock. Hey, yo. Oh, did Neighbors go? Okay, Neighbors went here. So we can go back to the running back pile. Our, Devontae Smith is interesting for us here as well too, but this is probably going to be between ETN and Kyren. Yeah, Pickens off the board, Scattaboo off the board as well too. We could probably get Tyler Warren at 45 if we want to reach there, and I think maybe he's got a little bit more fifth round ADP even as well too. And we do have to again remember overall draft strategy. Like if we do take Kyron here, which we probably will, then and are we taking Kyron so we can subconsciously be biased and take Blake Corum, our Blake Corum, the Michigan man, as the handicap later on? But we're gonna have to keep that in mind. That again, Kyron Williams, if the concern there is Blake Corum, then the quote unquote concern, then we will have to just keep a priority to have him on the list there. So he is going right now ADP, I guess 174. So again, we can go obviously wait for the bench picks for sure. But I don't know if we necessarily have to snag him with the first bench pick. Though again, people are gonna I think the Rams are gonna be a coveted team. That is not gonna be a hot take at all. And ETN could still slide as well too. I think that is definitely a possibility here. Okay, chat. So I think we're still on track for what we want. Again, are we gonna be biased and reach for Tyler Warren, or are we gonna go for a receiver? There is that mental, again, just receiving aspect of it. It's like, oh, receivers are out there for receiving. They're gonna get receiving yards, but Tyler Warren might actually be the number one receiver for the Colts. And again, that uncertainty for not the uncertainty for the overall receiving room, but you just kind of have Alec Pierce working his way back from injury. It sort of is going to be, is Keenan Allen going to be a really productive just fantasy vulture this year in a way? Again, is Keenan Allen going to have 1,000 yards? But if Keenan Allen has 700 yards, it's going to be 600 yards. It's going to be taken away from somebody else. And, maybe Downs doesn't have the sneaky 1,100 yard season that we thought as well, too. Maybe it's like an 800 yard year for him there. But, again, for Warren, even if it is 900, I guess 900 would be really great. But again, in that 800 to up into 1,000, obviously, if it's in that 800 plus yard range, then for what it is for the tight ends, maybe we could probably get that a little bit later in the draft. So I think we might have to, well, I guess we'll have to see here, chat. ADP, we'll have to pull up the big board. I just see, is anybody going to draft Tyler Warren as well too? Okay, we are kind of, I think because it's not going to be as coveted, the tight ends, I think we could definitely wait for Warren there as well. So our real debate, and let's double check the running backs. Is ETN on the board? ETN is on the board, Chad. Hey, yo, Devontae Smith just went. Okay, I didn't expect ETN to be here. And we've got some receivers that we really do like, but, again, I think we maybe could dip into the receivers a little bit later as well, too. Oh, Chad, I think we do have to go with ETN here. Again, we do think that Saints offense is just going to be productive. Montgomery, Travion Henderson later on. We kind of are sneaky liking, and obviously maybe even Krosky Merritt as well too. But I mean, the fact that I think we can get him here in the 5th round is pretty good value at this point. So, again, a little Taylor, Kyron, and I guess ETN, a running back heavy team. But I think that we got 3 good offenses, 3 good running back opportunities as well too. Like, I'm just not really that worried about Kamara. Sorry to Kamara. Hey, yo, it is what it is. But I do think that he has just taken there is a reason that they went out and got ETN. And maybe, again, Kendre Miller as well too would be like the sneaky, is this finally the year that Kendre Miller gets 500 rush yards? Or maybe he even got 500, plus last year as well too. But just continues to be that kind of, consistent backup guy. Oh, Chad, DJ Moore off the board. The champ always, I think he might be listening to the live stream. Hey, yo, I always feel like he's got an eye over our shoulder, but it's just because, he's prepared. He's looking at the same stuff. But DJ Moore was one of the guys, like we were saying, that we were deciding there for receiver over ETN. But we just had ETN higher overall. It is what it is. So that's the risk, obviously. Sometimes, not everybody's just going to fall to you there as well. Some people could actually go, like, kind of in the appropriate spot. But we do have some receivers that, we could reach up for and grab. I guess Ty Chandler is there at running back for New Orleans as well, too. Devin Neal out of Kansas. It looks like they drafted, CJ Donaldson. Hey, yo, again, the Columbus school, they do have so many weapons. I don't even remember CJ Donaldson, Chad. I'm sure he had like 160 yards against Michigan in one of the games or something. Yeah, but, it is what it is. He was just there. But, again, ETN is, with Chuck and Olave, Chad, they're good for 9 wins this year. It's gonna be great. Bashal Tootin, maybe he starts to fall in the draft, and we do have Jadarian Price off the board as well. We did go into the draft process definitely starting very highly with him, very highly ranked up there, but did kind of take a little bit of the foot off the gas pedal a little bit with that. Again, similar to Jeremiah Love, there is some injury stuff. Obviously, the Charbonnet thing, it is a little like Kyron Williams, like we were saying, where we just got to balance that in the draft. Like, if we're just worried about it, just take Charbonnet as well, too. But just because of maybe wanting to be more careful with some of the long-term stuff with running back over the next, years 2 and 3, maybe they would be, a little bit more split carry there. And, again, I think he does have the ability to be closer to, I guess, I don't know, like the double check the blocking and all the different stuff. But, I think he's obviously a really talented runner. So you're just going to have him out there a lot in that sort of, great running back 3-down sense. But, again, obviously Jeremiah Love at Notre Dame was a little bit more in that all-round kind of running back standpoint as well. So maybe, again, there is just a more defined role for Jadarian Price a little bit more narrowly than, again, maybe like the Love opportunity, obviously with him going way higher in the draft. But still obviously a guy that, we're maybe trade later on, trade list for sure as well too. I don't know, couple of weeks, maybe if the injury's lingering and those slow start, maybe the value dips a little bit. Maybe we can kind of, make a phone call there and see what's going on, Chad. Okay, receiver is going to be interesting. We're 4 picks away. And I guess is Warren still on the board as well too? Warren is still on the board, so there's a 50% chance that we could get one of the guys. I don't know if that's the right math. Maybe it's a 25% chance. If we have 2 players that are on the top of our list and 4 picks away, I don't know how that math works out as well. Carnell Tate, I don't think is on our list here. We could do the crazy trade bait thing and take a second high-level quarterback as well. This is not a 2-quarterback league. It is a 2-flex league, but not a 2-quarterback league specifically. And it is a 2 like flex weapon league, not, again, obviously a 2-quarterback league would be a 2, flex everything league. So, again, it would be the trade bait of it as well. I think it could potentially work, but again, the late round quarterbacks could be good enough that, that people wouldn't feel the need to overpay for one of our guys there, and they'd be like, oh, well, I guess you just burned a roster spot and can't decide week to week. I mean, we'd be, great for our Bills bye week, unless it's just like the Eagles and the Bills are on bye the same week or something. We're like, oh, well, there goes that. Do we have to check what bye week was Josh Allen? Week 7? So wait, which quarterback can we not draft? Yeah, if we just took Jaden Daniels, we're like, whoops, or Trevor Lawrence, we'd be like, well, there goes that. Hurts is bye week 10. Lamar did go off the board at this point as well too. I guess Hurts would be the other main guy. And Drake May did go off the board as well too. I guess you got Prescott, pick 14. Okay, chat, we're 1 pick away. Are we gonna get? Okay, we are gonna get one of our players here. Can we talk about it now that the math is in our favor? Because on the last round we were looking. Okay, there we go. We got both the guys on the board. On the last round we were looking at Burden and DJ Moore. So Burden, I think, is going to be super, super talented this year. I think he did have a little injury as well, too. Again, Warren himself is not the healthiest. But Warren maybe does have a little bit more opportunity than Burden. I mean, Loveland and Adunze are very, very talented. And, we've got to be careful with the names that we're saying. But I think, Chad, I think we can be biased now as well, too. Are we in round 6? Officially? Yeah, Tyler Warren, round 6. I think this is just good drafting. It's just good value, good team building. We've got a good roster all the way around now as well too. And again, getting that tight end spot just locked down is going to be underrated important. Again, this might not be like the most inspiring pick in the entire draft, but there is going to be a couple of Tyler Warren has 122 yards and 2 touchdown type weeks, like 12 catches, and we're just like, oh man, like, he's just like a physical specimen out there just running through people and, carrying this Colts offense. I guess, again, obviously anchoring our, but we're anchoring our team to the best offense in NFL history through the first 8 weeks last year. Did it bear out? Was it the greatest correction in NFL history? It's like, wait a second, what happened with that team last year? But, I guess maybe the 8 weeks are just spread out a little bit more evenly this time. Again, maybe it's like 2 weeks at the beginning of the season, then 3 weeks here, and then maybe 2 weeks in the fantasy playoffs. It's just all 8 weeks at the beginning of the year. It's like, oh, well, just burn through that. I mean, is that the math for an average team? An average team's gonna have 8 games. The Colts just had all 8 of them right away. It's like, oh well, you're 8-0 now, but not anymore. 8-9 at the end of the year. Just a great way to end the year. I guess Pittsburgh has had a little bit of that over the last couple of years. It was like, oh man, this is the hot start year. This is the year, and then every year it's like, oh well, 10 wins and we're going back for the first round of the playoffs or whatever. But I guess the Colts seasons have been more defined in some ways. It's like, okay, we're gonna be good or we're gonna be bad. But I guess the bait and switch, the plot twist for the Colts year, it's like, oh, the greatest offense in NFL history? Nope, not anymore. I guess and Daniel Jones, significant, that was a significant injury, for sure. But again, I think it is more correct than being the best. Oh, Chetzel Burden is still on the board. Oh, okay, so they just cue that up then as well too. I guess just to take a scan of the receivers as well, since that's the spot that we're looking at. Sutton is a guy that we were definitely high on, just sort of the Broncos overall being an underrated team. But Burden, I think, does have more fantasy upside than Sutton does, though maybe Sutton does provide that baseline as well, too. I don't know if we need to go this far down the list to draft a receiver at this point. And if we were looking at running back value, again, the Patriots, we would need to make sure that we were, able to, I don't know, get both these running backs somehow or something, or just have confidence in either one. Bashal Tootin is definitely interesting, and the Panthers' run game is solid. You see those games starting to emerge. We do already have our tight end. So I think this worked out great. I think this really did work out great. Again, obviously DJ Moore was starting to move really highly up our list, but we kind of got all of the players that we were looking for as well too. Again, maybe Hampton is going to be tough. Amarion Hampton and DJ Moore, but we got Taylor, we got Kyron, Abuka, Burden, Warren, ETN. So we do need that last flex spot to, again, solidify the starting lineup here. We do love receivers. We could go with the balance, but, again, we'll double check the running back value here as well, too. Again, is it like Tony Pollard, is Titans sneaky good run game, offensive line? If Tootin is there in the second round or in the next round, maybe he's finally take a look there. But I think the running backs maybe are gonna wait a little bit as well. Again, do we take our guy Travis Kelce? Are we starting to get into that range as well? I guess we're not to the 90s quite yet, chat. Hey, no, Travis Kelce still ways away. It is what it is. We could take Kyle Pitts though. Kyle Pitts Sr. Do we want to be involved in the Falcons passing game? Tua, week 1 starter. I guess as long as Tua's not fumbling, is he going to be throwing accurate passes to Kyle Pitts? That would be the hope. And 180, 181. What is that for stats right here? 80 catches, 858 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So they're going heavy on the receptions for the stats. Again, in a PPR league, that's going to be important because that's almost 10 more projected, than anybody else here on the list, where you kind of got consistent 50 to 60 production here. Though again, not like the yardage totals way up. And 3 touchdowns. I guess they're not like classifying him Kyle Pitts red zone threat as well too. But again, obviously as wide receiver 3, is he fine? And he is kind of their wide receiver 2 in some sense as well. But again, I think maybe Sutton's still here on the board. Sutton with only 895 projected yards, 8 touchdowns though. Again, he does have the jump ball versatility there. I guess we're not necessarily jumping at the opportunity to take Marvin Harrison Jr. Hey, I don't even know if we had to call him out there, but we see Mike Evans' name kind of sneaking down at the bottom of the board. I guess he was on our list of contenders for who is the departed player of the draft. I guess what does that even what does that sound like out of context? But again, since we just bought the departed, former best picture, again, we have to double check. Did it actually win best picture? It does say Martin Scorsese's best film since Goodfellas. A new crime classic from Martin Scorsese. But again, we'll do some fact checking as well. I guess was it the one that he won best director for, or did he? I guess we're 7 picks away, Chad. Okay, now's the time to make the move. And go ahead, just Google. Now that we've almost had our starting lineup, we can Google Martin Scorsese now instead of fantasy picks. Is that the move? let's see what we got here. And I guess we'll get the sound effect. Is this what it's like in the real draft? Guys in the war room are just like in the draft room are just like messing around. They'll be like, "Oh, what's that movie we're talking about?" Then all of a sudden the sound effect goes ba-da-bum. And they're like, "Oh, we're on the clock. We gotta go. We got 15 minutes to make the pick." But filmography here. Let's see. The Departed, 2006. Spoiler alert, chat. I guess in case some of the plot stuff is on here. The Departed won Best Picture and Best Director for Scorsese. His only ever personal Oscar win. Oh, so maybe Raging Bull or Taxi Driver. Maybe Raging Bull did win Best Picture or something. Hey, yeah, I guess probably be quicker to go back and double check that here as well. Or screenplay or something. Let's see. It won two Best Actor and Best Editing. Okay, it was nominated for Best Picture. I guess again, it could have been his first win in both those as well too. But point being, I guess Mike Evans is also a potential name here as well. Okay, Ramondre is off the board, so we do have, I guess both Patriots running backs now are gone. The Panthers running backs, I guess, are the duo that is left here. Some Broncos names. So Tootin is again, our guy Bashal Tootin, just in terms of solo running backs. Hey, yo. I guess what's our pick number here? Pick number 76. Do we want to take Bashal Tootin? Is he going to be a top 80 fantasy player? I think again, maybe if we go one more round for Tootin, but again, if we're eyeing some of the receivers, are we gonna just build the running back depth out there, chat? Because well, we do have our eye on some backup running backs, of course. Again, our Rams guy is Blake Corum is definitely one of them as well. So let's just double. I guess we can keep scrolling down. Okay, yeah, Christian Watson and Matthew Golden both kind of similar here on the list, and I guess they do have Michael Wilson listed below Marvin Harrison Jr. So that is going to help us out as well too, because I think we have Michael Wilson listed above Marvin Harrison Jr. on our list, and then it does take a little bit of a different tier. I would say most of the names here again, maybe Parker Washington is not super high up on our list as well too, but once you go Shakir, Hunter, Jaden Reed, Worthy, Debo Samuel, Romeo Dobbs, again you start getting into a different tier of wide receiver 2 at that point. So maybe Bashal Tootin does become one of the few, RB1 high. And goes, oh, he's off the board, chat. Okay, so there we go. Bashal Tootin's decided. Then it is set in stone. So again, Tony Pollard is RB1 material as well too, just in terms of the opportunity. You do have to at least monitor that as well. I guess we have had Tony Pollard in the past as well. In terms of the class reunion, hey, yo, Tony Pollard's going to show up. Hey, Tony, we didn't expect you to be on this team. We heard the general manager were just, criticizing the Titans all offseason. But, turns out he went and drafted a guy. Is there a guy here named Morris Chestnut? What did I just see? I don't even know what I just saw. I think I might have just envisioned that. Hey, yo. Again, his movie character played for the Giants. Doesn't even play for the Titans. Unless there's like a storyline where he gets traded for the Titans in like some book or something that, we haven't read yet. But yeah, there's not even a guy with the last name Chestnut. There's a McCutcheon. There's a Lance McCutcheon. Did I just think Lance McCutcheon was just? Did I see McCutcheon as Morris Chestnut? I think I might have, honestly. But shout out to, I guess the name that we should clarify. Shout out to Morris Chestnut. But what are we looking at here for the running back depth for the Titans? Hey, Tajay Spears, D'Ernest Johnson. Oh, chat, we got to keep an eye on D'Ernest Johnson on the fantasy wire. He's 30. Hey, yo, chat, we didn't know D'Ernest Johnson was washed up. Khalil Mullins as well too. They also drafted a guy out of Oklahoma. It looks like. Oh no, that's for tight end as well too, but listed I guess right under Tony Pollard on the roster. So I guess we're not gonna go with him probably in this round, but if he does start to slip for the Titans offense in general, then we do have to keep him in mind. Oh, Sutton did go, and then Pittman, and then Pitts, and then Marvin Harrison went off the clock as well too. So we're kind of just, I guess maybe almost, are we just free to take whoever we want? I think we are. I think that's how this works. Anyways, our guy Mike Evans is here. I think we go with Mike Evans. I guess Watson does have the pop for sure. But, I mean, Mike Evans could just lumber into some yardage this year. Again, I guess, 57 targets for, 57 catches, 903, and 6 touchdowns. Again, the touchdowns are going to be the factor. The Niners offense maybe not being like the smoothest thing this year could be a thing that, does happen as well. But Again, there's just a lot of veterans. Shanahan's such a good play caller. Like, you would think that there's still some production to go around. Again, we're, belief in McCaffrey that's going to produce. And they just don't have receivers to start the season as well. It kind of has to be Mike Evans. Maybe Christian Kirk is like the draft value. And maybe Michael Wilson, again, Christian Watson could be the high end upside here. But we do like to bet on good offenses. I think overall we have good offensive bets on the team. So, we're going to just kind of stick with the theme of good play callers, good systems, Brock Purdy's, above average quarterback. So I think that is hopefully going to win out for us. And, again, with the depth that we can get, hopefully Mike Evans is just a rotation guy as well, too. I don't think we're drafting him at this point, with him being our fourth flex option. I guess he is our third receiver drafted. But with him being our fourth flex option, with us having a little stronger running backs, with ETN there as our third running back, again, we're not relying on him as much. And, again, we could always just trade for some receivers later as well, too. I mean, we could trade, we'll trade Kyron for, I guess I don't know what receiver I would trade Kyron Williams for. We just hyping him up all draft process, and then, like, let's trade him. We just have had him on the team for 10 minutes at this point. I guess, well, we have Tyler Warren. We don't need Drake London. I guess, yeah, we're good, chat. Hey, yo. Yeah, Amon-Ra's not going to fall off this year. Maybe like Drake London has a slow start or something. It's like, a Tet McMillan. Maybe like Tet for Kyron at some point, again, if we want to take a swing. But I think that we're in a good spot to just have a steady veteran like Mike Evans on the roster here as well. So, again, usually for me, for drafting, a lot of rookies and a lot of younger players, I have just kind of switch the strategy this year up to some more veterans. I guess Mbuka is year 2 going into year 2 or year 3. I think it's only year 2 though for Mbuka. So he is obviously and I guess Burden would be year 2 as well. But I guess Warren, also okay, they just have veteran vibes. Warren is just like, he's a 10-year pro all the way around. But I guess, we got a good balance here. For sure. Our guy Alec Pierce is probably he'll probably be there a couple more rounds, would be my guess. Watson off the board. Again, like we were just eyeing him. But, Pierce did go. Okay, I guess the auto pick got Pierce, chat out. That's what happens. So Golden is interesting here for sure. But, I think Quentin Johnson is starting to become a name that we are eyeing. Again, Josh Downs is definitely interesting here as well. Could we wait one more round? Tank Dell. Hey, yeah, is another name that we're going. One more scan of the running back list. I guess we could just go Tony Pollard as well. Like, is Tony Pollard just going to get 1,000 rush yards? That may be tough, but at this point in the draft, what are we at? Pick 85, chat? Yeah, we do just like some of the other receivers. I could pass Shakur Anderson. Again, the Packers is tough, but we are leaning in on the running back, so I feel like we kind of have to go with that in some ways. So let's just, again, veterans, let's just go Pollard. Why not? Mike Evans and Pollard are both going to be limping around by the time we get to, week 7. But, again, the vibes, the veteran training camps, maybe they'll, Mike Evans can be a good mentor for Luther Burden. I guess in our fantasy locker room, Tony Pollard, I guess Jonathan Taylor doesn't really need a mentor at this point. But, good competition anyways there as well. And again, we do have depth. At this point, we're just taking bench guys. So taking a starting running back and just having him on the bench, I think, is a pretty solid move. Again, week to week, him versus Mike Evans, just as the two guys that we have on the roster right now, him and Mike Evans could be definitely very interesting. We got to start looking. Oh, is this a no defense league? Oh, okay, Chad. Oh, so there we go. I was going to say, if we start looking for the Texans or the Vikings or something like this, I guess not the Vikings maybe, but the Texans for sure. This was going to be my big play. I was like, we're going to take the Texans way earlier. Then I was kind of slipping here. But I guess that's why, because they're not on the list. So we don't have to worry about that necessarily. That's actually, though, good. I guess having the defense is a good piece of fantasy. Should we talk to the commissioner about that? To do a one-round defensive draft, next week. But, I guess, again, it's just fun to focus on the offensive side of the game as well, too. And like I said, the running back tier, the opportunity does become a little bit different. And we start to go for the depth guys that I was starting to get were going to be, again, those like handcuff type options. So just to have a depth RB that is a starter is, I think, good. There is a backup tight end potential here as well. Again, the tight end slipping down the draft board a little bit. Like Goddard we were talking about Devontae Smith having that extra opportunity in Philly this year. Goddard could be that number 2 guy behind Devontae Smith. Mekhi Lemon's still a rookie, and Dontavian Wicks could be just more of like a schematic. Again, he still could be very, very talented, but maybe he's more schematic, running the routes, kind of doing the role, and he's, again, still productive. But Goddard has been that veteran there that Hurts does have that connection with as well too. Jackson Dart slipping down draft boards. Ayo. And I think Shakir is going to be there a little bit later. I don't know if our fantasy league is always the highest on Shakir. Though, as I've been saying that, the guys have been being drafted as well, too. Addison is the latest pick to go. Definitely underrated, the Vikings offense this year. Hawkinson is another guy to consider, again, from tight end. Again, if Warren wasn't on the Colts, we weren't biased, the tight end value here late in the draft is pretty good, and we can still get some backup options here. Because with Warren's physicality and the fact that he is, again, there is some, tweaks, I guess. Maybe he's, still a little getting ready to go for the season here. There is some potential to get some good depth for tight end as well, too. We could just make sure to have, backups for all the options. Again, even a backup quarterback at some point as well. Like, if Herbert's just still on the board later on, and it's just like, okay, are we just going to take a wide receiver that we're less convinced on, or just take Herbert at some point? I don't know. Do we go, let's see, let's show drafted quarterbacks here as well. Do we have, in a 10-person league, how many people have been drafted at this point? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so only about half. Oh no, we got Bo Nix at 7, and then Stafford 8, 9. Oh, 9. Okay, so we do have almost everybody with a starting quarterback. So, and again, in not a super league, and not say that we might need one with Josh Allen, but it's like real life. And it's like us taking Stetson Bennett 13 overall. It's like we might not need a quarterback, but we're being more prepared for the future. We're getting ahead of this stuff. So let's honestly even look at that here right now as well too, compared to some of the receivers on the board. Oh, there are some names. Again, our guy Josh Downs is on the board as well. I guess maybe round 11. Let's consider that. We are, again, the importance, I think, of getting Corum is going to be good, but he is far enough down the list that I think we can play this 2 more rounds potentially as well. Though let's see where they have Herbert listed on this list. So see what everybody else is, looking at here. Oh yeah, Herbert, the quarterbacks are starting to, be the top guys left available, but flex options here. Again, Corum is a couple of rounds away. Kenyon Sadiq, chat. We will throw out his name. Kenyon Sadiq, shout out. Super talented, and he is on the watch list for sure. But Jets offense, again, if somebody else is like, oh, we didn't know you liked Kenyon Sadiq, let's just take him in this next pick. Then we'll be like, oh, that's okay. We'll survive. But he is a late round flyer that we are looking at here as well too. Okay, chat, we're up next on the board. And we're thinking about taking a backup quarterback or Dallas Goedert here as well too. Or I guess, or just like a backup tight end in general. Oh, Cheddar auto picks Jackson Dart. So we do have to make a decision because we don't want that. I think we kind of have to go with Johnson. Again, if we are eyeing Herbert, I guess there's a Johnson-Herbert stack there potentially. But again, like we were saying with the Chiefs, the similarity, I guess, with what Kelsey's appeal would just be the lack of trust with the Chiefs receivers to some degree. There is a little uncertainty in what the distribution is going to be for the Chargers receivers. So again, is Quentin Johnson going to have an elite year? But he could be the most productive Chargers receiver in a really productive offense, and the touchdown potential is probably the highest here as well too, with his jump ball opportunity. Our guy Josh Downs is going to be tough to leave on the board. And, again, but we do have to bet on Herbert versus Daniel Jones. In the sense, as much as we love Daniel Jones, and the Colts, we have put a lot of a stock bet, whatever you want to say, pause. We have put a lot of investment into the Colts offense at this point. So we just go all in, Downs and Warren and Allen and Taylor, and I guess we could get Daniel Jones later on as well too. That would be like the true backup option for Josh Allen. Would be Daniel Jones. That'd be like actually kind of realistic in some ways. Again, obviously it would never you know, there would be like a good team scenario where you have Josh Allen and Herbert. You know, it'd be like, oh, what happened to both of their careers? Just kind of with where they're at in their timelines as well, too. Obviously, both being similar ages to some degree. But it's like, oh, you could probably see it in like 3 years. But oh, you know, or I guess 3 years is a little soon there. But especially for the Colts. But you know, if it was like 5 years from now or something, then Daniel Jones is like Josh Allen's backup. I guess then there is the style of play thing for Josh Allen. You know, what's Josh Allen's style of play going to look like in 5 years in some way? But you know, Daniel Jones will have a good career as one of these guys is, you know, high end backup at some point as well too. Honestly, maybe even same with Dart. Like, you know, just him being on the sideline, just not getting just, you know, smacked around by every defender ever. Pause is, maybe honestly the best bet for the longevity there for him. I have a bad feeling about Travis Hunter in this draft. It is what it is. Again, they do have him listed at starting corner right now on PFF. So this is there is a no defense league here. I guess his defensive contributions could have been involved in the Jacksonville fantasy stats there. But you know, again, the receiver numbers, chat, and it's just, again, the receiving core. If you just forget that, you hate to say it, you know, we're not trying to, again, to bring back Nolan, we're not trying to have memento moments here. Insomnia, maybe not insomnia, amnesia, but you know, we're not trying to have memento moments here with Travis Hunter and just forget how talented he is as a player. But if you do just like remove his name from the receiving core, you're still like, okay, you know, Brian Thomas is that guy that can have that number one receiving talent at some point. Jacoby Myers, steady veteran. Parker Washington, you know, young talent as well too. That's kind of a reliable option there. It's like that, you know, they still have guys for all the roles as well. So there is just like the, you know, does Jacksonville need Travis Hunter? I mean, you know, then once you have kind of those defined roles, like, oh, let's bring in a guy that can kind of, you know, create plays and the coaches can do fun scheme stuff for him and, you know, all that. But, you know, again, I guess, you know, is Travis Hunter going to be like that weapons guy that, you know, we'll see here as well too. And his projection isn't even as close as some of these guys. Chat, hey, yo, 409. He's not even gonna get to 500 yards receiving. Hey, yo, according to ESPN analytics, that's tough, chat. That is tough. Again, maybe he has like 7 picks this year, and that could count for something as well too. They've got Kenny Gainwell, the running back for Tampa, who will be Bucky Irving's backup with again, he's a running back with almost similar, you know, outlook of receiving production compared to Travis Hunter here for what we're looking at. Again, even the tight ends is like, you know, 600 plus at this point. Okay, chat, we're in line to take a backup quarterback now if we really want to. Our guy Josh Downs, 2 picks away, chat. Oh, and the latest skill guide to go is tough. So, you know, Dobbs and Stribling are names that we are looking at here. Denzel Boston as well. Let's take a look at the running backs again. We do have to, we have to be smart here. As much as we want to get cute and take a backup quarterback, and Gainwell and White again are maybe steady receiving options in their offense. And I do think Jordan Mason does have, again, sneaky starting running back potential as well too. Like we're saying, I don't know, Aaron Jones is like the most reliable health guy at this point in his career. But for what our team is and the fact that we took Kyren Williams early and, you know, Blake Corum won Michigan, you know, was helping Michigan win a national title there, you know, we do have to continue to draft him on our team at this point. So this is, and again, we do have Pollard and ETN. So it's not like we have an RB2 who's dependent on what Kyren, it's not like that's our backup running back overall for the team. So it's insurance for Kyren Williams. We have the ability, like if Kyren and Blake Corum are kind of vulturing each other's points to some degree, like ETN can be our RB2 hopefully as well. And you know, again, so we're, you know, definitely really set up here as well. So we do need to continue to just focus on receiver at some point. We've got 5 of our 8, you know, roster limits for running backs. I guess again, that backup quarterback is an option. Herbert, I would even go Mahomes here as well too. Again, Prescott, Herbert, and Mahomes still being on the board is pretty interesting. Goff, you know, the Ben Johnson, you know, boost, I guess, is a real thing for sure. Like he's still a very competent, he's just established himself as a very, very good NFL quarterback. And even Baker as well too, like can have a very, very productive season here as a passer. You do get a little bit of the Daniel Jones rushing upside, but I think that you kind of, save that for Taylor. I guess they've got him 6 rushing touchdowns here as well. I guess the greatest show on turf. There's enough touchdowns to go around. And again, Shuck, hey, yo, almost a 4,000 yard outlook here for Tyler Shuck as well from ESPN Fantasy. They've got him at 3,900 yards and 21 touchdowns. So again, there is some good production, but just the name value of those 3 is definitely pretty set there. And I guess with Lawrence and Dart going here, we said that there was one team left there was 9 quarterbacks taken earlier. So with Lawrence and Dart off the board, and was Dart an auto pick? No, Dart was a real pick. Hey, yo, our guy Dan is out here, I guess, taking Jackson Dart as his backup. Did he take another quarterback as well too, or is he going with like low, a low round strategy there? Because again, there is the rushing touchdown for Jackson Dart, but it's just watching him just get hit every time. It's like, I don't know if you think that he's going to play a full season, if that consistency is there for fantasy. Again, he may have a year where he does. This may be it. So Dynasty is a different situation there as well too. But that's a tough one. I don't know what the correlation is for blue tent appearances and fantasy points. I guess Stafford did kind of work through that at some point in his career. Like we don't, and I think that he's fixed that through the timing of his passes and stuff as well too. But just McVay's offense maybe helping him out there, just being a better system than he was in Detroit. But there was definitely obviously a moment where it's like just Stafford, just like every other drive, it's just like then Stafford's going into the medical tent, Stafford's on the sideline there, got the flashlight pointed in his eyes, they're looking to see what's going on. And it's like, oh, sobriety testing Stafford every time. No, it's just like he's just getting concussed behind this, Detroit offensive line, whatever that team was back there. But, and, again, they obviously had some good players as well, too. It wasn't just like, oh, this disastrous Detroit team. I know they had some disaster seasons, but you do have to give them a little credit. They had Calvin Johnson. Hey, yo. But either way, I guess it could be like the Bengals now. Probably not a hot take. Burrow, the next Stafford. I guess Burrow did go into the league a little bit older maybe than Stafford did. I don't know where would, Burrow goes to Seattle after, or I don't know, what's the system that he could go to? Again, McDaniel left Miami. He'd be like, oh, he goes to Miami with McDaniel. McDaniel revives him like McVay did or whatever. I don't know. Where's the other storylines here at this point? What are we even talking about, Chad? Hey, Stafford was getting pressure. I don't know. Something about the quarterbacks. Hey, but then Stafford, I guess, Stafford did get drafted already as well, too. Oh, Jordan Love sneaky down here. CJ Stroud and Darnold as well too. Hey, our guy Cam Ward, chat. Only 10 picks. Oh, look at that. I guess I don't know how many starts they have him starting, but they only have him, looking for a projected 10 interceptions this year. They've got Sam Darnold at 12. Super Bowl champion Sam Darnold. So is Cam Ward going to be better than Sam Darnold? They've got Sam Darnold at 24 touchdowns to 17. For Cam Ward, 3,700 yards. It's honestly close enough to Sam Darnold that I'm like, this is the most encouraged I've ever been. Is the fact that ESPN Fantasy is not just like Cam Ward's going to have 15 interceptions. I don't know what mathematically would be the most interceptions that you could have via the ESPN, fantasy projections. Let's see here, who's projected the most this year. We've got Brock Purdy with 14. Hey, 18 touchdowns, 14 picks is auto drafting Travis Hunter, chat. Not on my watch. So let's make sure that we get the right option here. I guess Jordan Mason, we just keep piling up on running backs. Could be a strategy. Our guy Deebo Samuel, if we want to be biased. And Travis Hunter, unfortunately, 0 interceptions. Actually, if he is a cornerback, you do kind of want him to get some interceptions there as well, too. Who's even been going off the board, chat? Hey, Tank Dell went? That does hurt. Isaiah Likely as well, too. We could go McMillan to continue to boost the Mbuka, stock as well too, help with the insurance there. And Trey Tucker is interesting as well. Dobbs, Jordan Tyson, Striblin. Honestly, we might just go with Striblin just for the fun of it. And I guess with Mike Evans, that is actually probably a good pick. Well, too, it's a good thing we clicked draft. Hey, Chad, I just thought our computer froze. That was the panic. I was like, I guess we could still, do the draft, but the live stream would have been in a tough spot there as well too. And now we got Bugs in the studio. Hey, but again, with having the insurance there, he was a guy that they drafted really highly this past year. Let's see if we can pull up his page here as well. Can we get a player profile on Striblin. Let's see. So we just got all again. Everybody was injured, but once they get away from the substation, they'll be okay. Let's see. Do they have his? Where was he drafted at in real life, chat? They don't have it here as well, but I think he was a first round pick, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe like the 33rd pick in the draft. Strib. Oh yeah, Deshaun Stribling. Let's see here what we've got for research purposes. Should we have done this before? Yeah, 33rd overall pick in the draft this past year, which was maybe a little highly, bounced around, I guess, in college, a couple transfer portals, but maybe not too surprising now as well too. But again, highly valued in camp. I guess we still could go Christian Kirk even as well too. Has Christian Kirk been drafted? No, he has not, Chet. So we could just really go in on Brock Purdy's 14 interception and just take everybody in the 49ers offense as well. But McMillan is another one that for bench purposes we will keep an eye on there. Tank Dell was definitely very highly rated on our bench watch list for sure. So seeing him go there was tough. Oh, and Deebo Samuel off the board, chat. Tough luck. We were definitely hoping for Samuel. Again, likely was a name that we needed, that we were looking for as well, too. So we got Jacoby Lane here for Baltimore is another sneaky upside bet as well. Again, obviously, if they're not going to throw touchdowns to Zay Flowers, they got to throw them to somebody. So would it be Lane? Would it be Mark Andrews? Is Mark Andrews on the board still? Let's see. Could we get Mark Andrews later on? No, I think he did get drafted. Okay, TJ Hawkinson just went. Let's see. Maybe he went a while ago. I guess we weren't totally he wasn't in our pay attention, list too much. Mark Andrews went before round 6 or went in round 6. Mark Andrews before Jackson, or is he just so far down the list that okay, there he is. Also, we could go with Mahomes. Why not, chat? Why not? Can we still get? Oh no, Herbert, I guess, like we said, is off the board already as well too. So I'm trying to think. We have 3 bench spots left. Who do we really, really need at this point? Again, we have to get do we have to get Denzel? So it has to be either Denzel Boston, Jacoby Lane, Jalen McMillan, Trey Tucker. There's 4 receivers there that we do really like at this point. Charbonnet is, I guess, an interesting long-term bet as well, and Jordan Mason even, if we just continue to pile up on running backs here. And is Mahomes' value enough over, again, like Sam Darnold and, maybe Jordan Love as a backup quarterback? Is the health stuff for Mahomes, is all that stuff good enough? I kind of just do want to have Mahomes on Allen in the same roster. Is it like Curry and LeBron on the Olympic team together? I think that might have to be the move here at this point. I guess, backup tight end. We can check that real quickly. Oh, you know what? I think we got to go with Kincaid. Let's go with Kincaid, chat. Yeah, let's do that. Sorry to Kenyon Sadiq, but since we have Josh Allen, we do a little bit of a stack there. Again, DJ Moore obviously off the board. There could be some balance, if they don't just heavily target DJ Moore or something, or again, James Cook gets all the yards. And we do get that backup tight end depth for Tyler Warren as well too. Do they have different bye weeks? Yeah, we should have checked that before, and they do. Okay, Colts bye week is 13. Dalton Kincaid's bye week is week 7. I guess it would be the same as Josh Allen's, as we saw earlier. Hopefully, it'd be like Dalton Kincaid has to go on bye at a different time or something like that. But yeah, I think that could be good insurance there as well too. There is that, like, is Dalton Kincaid just on a roster spot and we never play him sort of situation as well too? Definitely a possibility. But to start the year, he could be a guy that we could, like, watch back and forth on the waiver wire to some degree. Week to week, if we need to add a player for injury purposes or whatever, we can make a cut, make a move there. So this is good. Now we can, I guess, do we have to take our backup quarterback next? Did Mahomes go already? If Mahomes is on the board in the next round, we'll just take Mahomes because Mahomes can't go undrafted. I will not allow Mahomes to go undrafted. Honestly, I should have taken Mahomes over Kincaid. Kincaid would have been there. No, he wouldn't have been. And the league is smart. We got to give the league some credit. Somebody would have taken a tight end. Oh, I was just saying, Colston Loveland was on the board. No, that goes back to round 6. My heart literally just skipped a beat. I was like, there's no way I took Dalton Kincaid over Colston Loveland. I was like, what just happened? How did I not see that? I was like, we were looking at the list. And there we go. Mahomes is off the board. Oh, I think he's a Chiefs fan, if I'm not mistaken. Are we calling him out? Is he a Chiefs and a Packers fan? We might have to double check that. See, what's your, do you have him real quick? What's your team status? Hey, tell us where your allegiances lie. But For hey yo, for just talking fantasy football for his NFL teams. I guess they could be either Chiefs or Packers, but yeah, I think maybe he was gonna not let Mahomes go undrafted as well too. Okay, Chad. So we don't have to necessarily force a backup quarterback here as well. Again, I guess by week 13. So that would, or week 7, I guess, is what we're trying to avoid. Week 13 would have been who's bye week? Tyler Warren's bye week. Would have been week 7 is Josh Allen's bye week. So there is actually nobody else with a week 7 bye week here. Takeable. Oh, our guy Shador. Are we gonna take Shador, Chad? Well, we'll have to see. He might be a waiver wire watch list option. And again, like Baker is interesting as well too. I mean, hot take. I'm not against taking Darnold, though. I guess there is like they lost their offensive coordinator question marks that are potentially real as well. And again, like, are these guys going to be available on the waiver wire week to week? If we have Josh Allen going into week 1, we don't need a backup quarterback going into week 1. We can probably adjust that later. Again, if it wasn't going to be, a guy that was in a little bit of a different tier for us, like Mahomes or Herbert or Prescott. Dobbs is an interesting option. As much as we love A.J. Brown, again, Dobbs has just been a steady receiving presence for Green Bay. I don't know if he ever, like, got to the 1,000-yard mark or something, but with Drake May, maybe he's even a little bit of a step up than Jordan Love is, and maybe that's just consistency, as well, too. Just Jordan Love's had some injuries there. Maybe Drake May hasn't hit that part of his career yet or something. We do love Romeo Dobbs for sure. But again, and we may have to go Lane just because, are we going to bet on Denzel? Denzel Boss is not going to get drafted. Nobody's going to draft a guy from the Browns. Hey, no, unfortunately, Judy's not going to get drafted. It is what it is. You got to draft Judkins because Deshaun Watson only has to hand the ball off to Judkins. And you do assume that Deshaun Watson is probably going to fumble that at least once or twice. But, again, that is, I guess, a lot less costly for a running back than, well, you still, like, lose the possession and stuff like that. And maybe the running back gets, like, -4 yards, and you're like, oh, now I'm losing fantasy points. But, I guess on the impact on, like, could Judkins still be a top-end, running back if Deshaun Watson fumbles 3 handoffs this year? Yeah, that's still definitely a possibility. Because then I guess they could just sub him out as well, too. And Godwin is still on the board. People not obviously, like, super, I guess, ready to take Godwin for this year. Is he 30 at this point as well too? Let's see what we got. Does it say age on Godwin? But again, he could just kind of be the veteran number 2 receiver there for Tampa. But I do also really like McMillan as well, so I think we're gonna end up taking McMillan as a bench depth guy. 33 catches for 360 yards, and I guess how many touchdowns? 2 touchdowns for Godwin last year in 6 games. So what's that? 40 yards a game. I guess that could honestly be about right for Chris Godwin. Again, you say, oh, Chris Godwin's going to get 3.5 catches a game. Again, it's an average. Like, there might be one game where he gets, he's like, oh, wasn't really doing much, got 2, and then one where they fed him some more. But if he's like, 47 yards a game this year and plays 16 games, not divided by, that would be a little different, times 16. That's 752 yards for Godwin. So that's honestly, like, kind of fun. Oh, Jordan Mason we can get Jordan Mason here. Oh, we kind of might have to take a starting running back. I mean, again, we do like McMillan and Jacoby Lane as well too, but we may be able to work the waiver wire. Cyrus Allen, 45 projected fantasy points. But I was listening to the Ringer Fantasy Pod, and they said take Cyrus Allen, so we might have to do that. I'm not sure. But I think we kind of have to go Jordan Mason here as well too. We can just get a starting running back at the end of the draft. Why not? Algier in Arizona is interesting with Jeremiah Love being injured in week 1, and honestly Chris Rodriguez as well too. There is some Cam Scadaboo's going to get hurt, so just take Tyrone Tracy now possibilities. And again, we do have ETN, so there is the handcuff there with Kamara that could be interesting. But I was just not impressed with Kamara's season last year. Again, ESPN's not really giving him too many yards as well too. But there is a world where Jordan Mason does have like 1,017 yards this year. Again, is he going to get 1,300 yards? But he could be like a low 1,000-yard rusher if Aaron Jones does get hurt. So we really maxed out the running back spot for this draft. But again, I think we got basically everybody that we got at running back as a starter except for Corum. And that was like the best handicap of the running back options that we have, as from the teams that we got. But again, Mason could be a starter, Pollard's a starter. Who else do we get? ETN's a starter, Kyron's a starter, and Jonathan Taylor's a starter as well too. So I think we are good with the depth there. There is again that trade possibility if we need to bolster the receiving spot as well too, because Burden is a little bit of a swing at wide receiver too. That's for sure. And then speaking of the bye weeks, chat, we just double buyed ourselves with wide receiver as well, Buka and Burden. But honestly, there is this sneaky double buy. If our team's just so high powered this year, then again, obviously it's like, well, now we're gonna be one loss instead of being undefeated. There is that scenario as well too. 2 picks away from Jacoby Lane. Is he gonna get auto picked? Oh, chat. That's tough. I should oh no, did he get auto picked? No, Shuck might have got auto picked. I might DM the commissioner and be like, can you make sure that auto pick gets back to us? You shouldn't be allowed to take good players in auto pick. It is what it is. I was thinking about a rule if what if auto picked instead of taking the top player off the board, took the 5th player off the board and just did that instead. It's like, okay, maybe you don't just draft the best team possible if you auto pick. But then there is the case where it's like, oh, somehow then that team also just ended up being good as well too. And Trey Tucker is interesting here because again, if Vegas needs a receiver, then who are they going to throw to besides Brock Bowers? But I do kind of like Jalen Naylor from what we've been seeing in the preseason. Hey, we're going to worry about getting the page right and not draft a player. So I don't think Naylor got drafted. Yeah, I think we're going to be able to get him on the waiver if we need to. So again, for kind of like taking Stribling earlier, I think taking McMillan here, especially with Mbuka kind of having a toe injury as well too. If Mbuka for some reason is missing some time, we have a ability to adjust the roster around that as well. So we're gonna need a kicker, chat. Ayo, that's our last spot here. Did the Colts kicker get drafted? I guess we always just have to try to find our team here. We're scrolling too far to find the Colts kicker. Let's see. Okay, chat. Blake Groupie. Here we go. I guess we gotta even double check. Make no mistake, as much as we are a Colts fan, I gotta say, we don't always get locked in on special teams. And it's not like we had that era right now where it's like, oh, Vinatieri is just the kicker every year. Type of situation. Yeah, Blake Groupie and Spencer Schrader are the two at this point. Was Schrader on the list above Groupie in any way? Again, I guess it's do we got the only kicker controversy group right now? As well, could be someone. I guess, but Tyler Loop was shanking kicks in the preseason, so yeah. I think Groupie is kind of okay from under 40. He may not have a great 50 plus leg. We might have to double check the stats there. It could be the other way around, but but I think he is the option here. Okay, Charbonnet just going as well too is definitely good value this late in the drafts. I guess we can't see any of the running backs anymore, chat. It is what it is. We'll have to check the waiver wire afterwards and see what's going on there. Tight ends, we can't take any more tight ends. I guess we can't take anybody except the kicker at this point. It is what it is. If somebody's not watching the board, chat, because there's no way that there's a decision being made over a kicker unless this team already has a kicker as well. Could definitely be, the kicker could be they already made that pick and now they have to decide. But I guess I think we'll be able to take our Colts guy here with the last pick. The anticipation, chat. It's way worse than a movie where it's you want the last scene to be great. It's oh no, the last pick is going to be the kicker in the draft. Okay, here we go. We're going to take Kamini Fairbairn. No, we got to find, we got to go scroll all the way back down. Take the second to last starting kicker here in Blake Groupie. And maybe we have to make a move later on to fix that. But there we go, chat. 2026 fantasy draft in the books. And I think it was pretty successful, at least the mental of it. I think the mental is pretty good after the draft. So we will take a quick break. And then when we return, we will, I guess, react and go through and see what's going on. We'll continue because it's fantasy football, the end of fantasy football week here on the REMINGTOM pod. So, we got our own draft reactions to our own drafts. Right after this, don't go anywhere, chat. All right, chat, we are back, and we just got off the phone with Mel Kiper. He said he was in the live stream during the draft, and it was just some of the best piece of GMing he's ever seen. So I mean, he's just really proud of our team, and we just we're talking to him there for a second. But yeah, chat, hey, like we said, fantasy reactions to our own draft this year. The projections, chat, are right away. Our kicker might be a weakness. The Colts offense, unfortunately, the kicker's not being projected very much there. But a nice little 131 to start the year. Josh Allen with a laughable 20, chat. I mean, obviously, who's been the fantasy MVP over the last couple of years? Maybe McCaffrey and a couple other people, but Allen is definitely in the conversation. Again, I am really just happy with the planning that we did. Of course, there was the did we go a little out of ADP with taking Josh Allen and Buka when we did, but just the fact that I guess nobody else was eyeing him highly as well. Nobody else was going to overdraft Josh Allen as well too. They let us do it, so that's we're glad the league let us do that there as well. And again, there is definite upside. The balance of upside play and veteran steadiness, I think, is definitely very good here. And I think this is where you want that. I mean, again, like if we had gone Hampton in the second round and had the boom upside with the running backs, that's totally fine as well too. But to have, I think, easy production running backs in Taylor and Kyren Williams, who are just, going to get carries, and Kyren Williams going to be in a good offense, hopefully that they're, again, like Kyren Williams at 15 points, I think that would be the low end, week to week of what he would be at. And hopefully, again, Taylor would be, 20 plus points a game as well too. But, that would just be that steady, steady production from both those guys. And I think Mbuka and Burden both have potential to be top 10 receivers this year as well. Obviously, Mbuka had such a crazy start to the career. Hopefully, it is not one of those things of like, did the injury derail him completely? We can't say that totally, but again, he is dealing with that going into the years, so you do have to keep an eye on that, especially if you're going to reach up and get him as well too. But, again, even with like a quote-unquote taper-off year, he had 63 yards, 938, and 6 touchdowns. And the other thing that we keep saying as well, too, is it really is like the NBA team that, I guess, is Shea Gilgeous like the right comparison here? Again, Shea Gilgeous obviously has gotten to that level of he is the best, quote-unquote player in the league. Again, we get some technicalities there. We'll get straighten up the Wemby jersey here in the background. But again, he has been the MVP in the last couple of years, so we do have to give him that there as well too. Can we just give Wemby? If Wemby's healthy, can we just? The writers are going to give it to him. As much as I want to say like, oh, Wemby's going to be, he will definitely be valuable next year as well too. It's like if Wemby's doing another 25 and 12 and whatever, especially if he gets up to like 27 this next year as well, and what that would mean again for literally the Spurs on the court, it translates directly. But again, like the people are just ready to get him the MVP as well too. But, and I guess, Shea, he had to go claim the MVP. Hey, Thunder fans are going to talk about that. But again, like the idea of him kind of gradually climbing into that role in some ways, I guess maybe it's not the right comparison, because I'm thinking of like them kind of clearing out the team for Mbuka. Again, we have Mike Evans on the roster, so I guess we didn't necessarily, and Mbuka's still playing with Mike Evans in some ways. But pause. But again, for what Tampa did constructing their team, they were seemingly confident with going into the offseason with Mbuka as their number one target. And again, he's going to, hopefully because of that, absorb, that production there that Mike Evans has been so consistently getting, I guess maybe not every year with Baker Mayfield, but, obviously the last handful of years, he's just been one of the steady veteran guys there as well too. 2023, and obviously 14 games played in 2024, at 31 years old. Again, we're comparing a different era of Mike Evans as well too. So even going back to some different quarterback play, I guess he only had 3 touchdowns his second year. Hey, hopefully this is not the pattern for Mbuka's career. It's like 3. We're gonna look back and be like, what happened that 3 touchdown year? Oh yeah, Rem took him in fantasy and he got jinxed. But I guess he did get, so that would be 2 years. Then again, we jinxed him as well. This would be our new thing, is then again just taking receivers from Columbus and then jinxing their NFL careers with their fantasy placements. But and I guess, hey, yo, Chad, he only had 336 yards last year. As much as I was like, we don't want him to, like, I guess, break the Jerry Rice record necessarily. Again, not nothing against Mike Evans. It'd be a little weird if it's like Mike Evans and then Jerry Rice. But the drop off to 368, I'm like, wait, is that this year? Like, has he had three? Is that preseason? Like, hey, yeah, like, a little tough there. But I guess, again, he's our fourth flex. So, hopefully we're looking, I could say 80 yards a game, but if he averages 80 yards a game, obviously that's an insane year as well. But, again, those high end productions of 80 yard, if he has 80-yard games and a touchdown as a high end, like as our fourth receiver, that's totally fine. So, again, that's good flex production to some standpoint. And like we're saying, you could argue he just has to be, again, the number one receiver as well too. I guess this would be, I don't know what the NBA comparison would be here as well too. This again would be like, I guess this would be like late stage Westbrook as well in Sacramento, where it's like Westbrook. What was Westbrook's stats in Sacramento here? I don't know how does that translate to Mike Evans? I guess we can look up Sacramento and Football Reference .com. Does Sacramento have a football team? I'm sure Sacramento does have a football team out there to some degree, but not the team that we're looking for. Maybe not quite Westbrook's Wizards, taking that team to the playoffs that year, because he was 22, 11 and 11. I guess if Mike Evans was 22 and 11 and 11 this year on San Francisco, that'd be awesome. We'll take that from a fantasy standpoint. But again, last year in Sacramento, Westbrook 64 games played, so played 2/3 of the year. So if Mike Evans plays 2/3 of the game and puts up 15, 6, and 5, like that's pretty good as the fourth fantasy guy. Again, I don't know if that translates to Westbrook being a fourth option on the team. Would Westbrook have been the fourth option in San Antonio last year? But again, numbers wise, if the numbers guy fourth option in San Antonio was 15, 5, and 6, there's that numbers production can't honestly, of course, be there as well too. So again, obviously some touchdown reliance, but he could still be sub 1,000 yards, and we would be okay with that. But again, I would assume Mbuka is getting up over 1,000 this year for sure, and some definite touchdowns there as well. Because I guess Bucky Irving could be a touchdown, two-way touchdown guy, get some receiving touchdowns there, maybe some K-Dot looks, but I would assume that they would be able to find Mbuka in the red zone, and his route running, he's still getting open there. And again, Burden is definitely the bet of our team, because I think everybody else is like very, very confident in that. I guess maybe Mbuka's a little bet as a wide receiver one to some degree as well too. But again, with a running back stacked team, like that's still a pretty good strategy to have Mbuka as your number one receiver. Again, Josh Allen QB1, Taylor RB1, Kyron RB2, totally, good fantasy value there. And Burden, again, if he's a top 10 receiver, this is totally a great pick. But maybe if you were going for a slightly stronger receiver team, in a 2-flex league, if Burden was your third flex player, then, I mean, you'd really be cooking at that standpoint. That would have been if somehow we would have gotten DJ Moore. But again, that's going to be that extra Tyler Warren value as well too, that we're not, totally mentally correlating there yet as well, because he could be one of the 1,000, yard tight ends potentially for this season. Again, McBride would have been that last year. I don't remember if Bowers got there because of the injuries stuff, so we can go back and double check. Maybe it was just McBride that was 1,000 yards for the tight ends here. Let's go back and see. We got receptions. McBride number 2 in receptions at 126, and the yardage 1239. And then we go all the way to, I guess, Pitts at 928 was number 2 here for receiving at 1,000. Jawan Johnson though 889. Travis Kelce again at 850. So they're hovering right there again. Like we're saying, he could be maybe in the low thousands this year, which still would be amazing for the tight end. And you would assume some touchdowns there as well too. Again, Pierce could be the deep receiving threat, and Keenan Allen could be a trusty 7 touchdown guy this year, just being a veteran route runner in the red zone. But Warren's physicality, I think, is going to be important there, especially Pittman as well. So and I think there is some weird rushing potential with Warren as well. Like even if they like are like getting weird with, I guess we have Jonathan Taylor, so it's like, oh, they're not gonna run Jonathan Taylor here. They were doing some weird Tyler, not weird, it was great, but again, like just weird because it's tight end, but weird Tyler Warren running game stuff, and maybe it was on like fourth down in like short yardage situations, but I want to say there was even like there was like a Tyler Warren rush at the goal line. Maybe that was preseason. Maybe I'm just imagining it, and now Shane Steichen's in the live stream like, hey, that's a good idea. We'll run Tyler Warren. Hey, we're just drawing up plays over here. Run the tight end. But, pause. But, again, even if they get creative, it's still going to obviously benefit our team because we have Jonathan Taylor's just the steady option there, or, Warren is, like we're saying, definitely the number 2 as well. So do we have to immediately look trade value to see like what would be the upgrade? And again, ETN as a number 1 flex, I think is great too as well. So we have Pollard going up against the Jets in week 1, and Mike Evans going up against the Rams. I guess we do have the Rams, Kyron going up against San Francisco that day as well too. Do we have to go Rams quarterbacks? We're immediately, going matchups here for the team. Obviously, the Rams defensive line is going to be the big issue. So even if they don't have the cornerbacks, is Brock Purdy going to be able to get the ball to Mike Evans in this game? Is going to be, of course, the big question. Is Aaron Donald going to be out there? Is he going to roll out WWE style? And it's like, oh, we didn't even know Aaron Donald was playing, and all of a sudden he's just in the starting lineup. But right now they got. They got McDuffie in the offseason. That's right. We forgot, again, the Myles Garrett trade was, such a big deal that we forgot about McDuffie on this team as well. Hey, yo, chat. So, I mean, again, the Rams are, a high-powered team for a reason. Cam Curl at safety, some extra coverage there as well. Emmanuel Forbes as their other cornerback. And I guess Jalen Watson, they do just have the Chiefs tight ends, or the Chiefs cornerbacks. It looks like. But again, those guys were good and could kind of hold up on their own, especially if it was, the pressure and the blitzing that Spags was able to do. If that stuff was, the timing of that was right, then those guys were able to hold up, very, very well at sometimes on the outside. That Chiefs defense was definitely locking in playoff mode. And I mean, Chris Evans, shout out to Captain America. But Chris Jones is a great defensive tackle for Kansas City, and arguably very, very close to Myles Garrett and Aaron Donald in talent for sure. But again, if you have both those guys, or even just Myles Garrett as well too, with the other defensive talent they have there, it's just probably a better collective defensive line than what the Chiefs have been working with there. I guess the Chiefs, again, their linebackers, like Sam has always said, their linebackers have been underrated. That's been from, everything. Coverage, they've good, decent coverage, can get downhill with the run game, and then the blitzing with Spags as well too. Like they were very, very productive there. So, are the Rams going to have that same type? And again, I guess they don't have Spags, but, would they have that same type of, linebacker game to help complete the rest of the defense? Could be a question as well, too. I guess linebackers right now, Omar Spates, Nate Landman, our guy Landman, Eli Neal, Monty Rice. So not necessarily the most name value here at the running back or the linebacker spot quite yet, but again, I guess the defense could coach that up as well too. But again, I guess maybe for our week 1 we'll have to make some decisions between Pollard, Evans. Maybe again there's even could be some sneaky Quentin Johnson stuff here as well too if they're going up against Arizona, and we just think that the Chargers could just kind of roll in week 1. That is at home. I was gonna say, is there like a weird Chargers at Arizona week 1? They're just unprepared. That weird afternoon game. Like one of these games has to be weird. Maybe again Houston. I guess that Houston defense is going to be tough for Josh Allen week 1 as well. I guess that's why the projection is only at 20, because again that is going to be some tough pressure against that Houston defensive line, and especially that secondary is going to be tough. But obviously Allen is perfectly capable of handling a good secondary because he can just run around that as well too. Again, we do have 4 question marks here, 7 question marks. Hey, we got 7 question marks out of half of our roster. So we have 16 roster spots, and one of them's a kicker. So really, 15 roster spots. Hey, with all due respect to Groupie, and 6 of our 15 non-kicker roster spots do have a question mark going into the offseason. So there is definitely that to keep an eye on for the team as well too. Again, even if our team, we're just loving the name value and loving the talent, the actually being on the field and the production there is gonna have to matter as well too. But I think we did a good job. Did we get the report back yet, chat? Hey, yo, we need the grade. What's the draft grade? I mean, as much as it doesn't mean anything because we've definitely had a good draft grade before and had terrible seasons afterwards. We do have to look and see what it potentially says here as well too. Chat. Hey, yo, we gotta sign in real quick. Okay. I don't know how fast they get these reports out, but if, ESPN's working with Chat GPT now, they could just summarize the draft. Boom. Claude, send out a report. Get this man his draft grade and see what's going on. But, chat, verify? What? What do I have to do here? Okay, now I'm like an old man. I'm like, wait a second. How does this work? Oh, chat. Okay, wait a second. I gotta go verify on another device to sign in? Okay, I think not this device, another device. Hey yo, but I think maybe this one's already logged in. We'll check this one here and see what we've got going on. Okay, yeah, boom, we're already logged in on this one, so we can see they got draft results report card, chat. Oh yeah, chat, we knew it was gonna be tough because of the overdrafting. Let me see if I can pull it up in the background here real quick. If I have to secondary, I guess, log in as well on this, that could be an issue. But the draft grade was not favorable, so that might honestly be for the best as well too. Oh, chat, this is tough. I gotta forward this draft grade to the pod email. Okay, let's see what we've got going on. We're gonna forward our fantasy draft grade here real quick and get this sent over. Sorry to just do some business emails here real quick on the pod, but we do have to get this draft grade pulled up. Okay, boom. Let's see what we've got here. Is there just a link that can, I guess we could probably just pull this up on the website as well too. But since I already got it pulled up here, let's see if we can get this locked in as well. Okay, chat, 3, 2, 1. We should be ready to go. Okay, boom. Draft recap. Oh, that's just the recap. That's not even what we were looking for. But I guess this is good to go back for as well. Okay, well, unfortunately, I thought that was it, so I exited out of the of the draft grade. Take 2, chat. Thanks for sticking with us here on the REMINGTOM pod live on a Sunday night here on YouTube. But let's see. We can the ice cold emoji team name, I guess, is not really holding up to the draft grade, and we will have to, I guess, like we're saying, see which team player name we're gonna go with here as well too. Okay, now I think we can actually get this switched over to the right one and see what is going on here as well. Is this it? Okay, chat, there we go. Boom, a strong C. A nice average. But C's get degrees. So we got our degree in fantasy drafting. Again, I guess Mel Kiper didn't write up the report. Again, ESPN, Mel Kiper, your own employee, called us during the break and said that he loved the draft. So maybe you need to reevaluate the grade there as well, too. It says, not too bad, chat. Boom, not too bad. Hey, yo, you want to propose some trades to address some weak spots in your lineup. Oh, no, chat. It immediately just told us to hit the trade machine as well, too. Strengths, QB. Weaknesses, wide receiver. And again, our kicker is a weakness as well, too. They're really putting some fantasy value in that there. But, I mean, again, Jonathan Taylor, round 1, good value. You can't be too mad at that. The Allen and Buka picks were definitely over their ADP. So that's going to, get the draft grade down there as well, too. And we did go with a more handicap, like, upside insurance-based receiver plan for the bench. Then, again, some more steady receivers outside of Mike Evans there. But I think the Tyler Warren value is definitely being a little underrated here as well, too. And our guy, Quentin Johnson, as well. I guess we can't really call him our guy because, again, he does have that past of what past he did torch Michigan in a college football playoff game, so that is a little bit tough there as well. But hey, yo, chat, we're gonna want to propose some trades is the report that we've got from from ESPN themselves about our draft. So great job again. Our draft preparation really paying off here for what we were able to do. I guess again we can go through and see the actual draft recap as well. And it's always good to evaluate again the actual draft board and see kind of it is again year to year what players are being valued on what team. If a team like we're saying we our value for Mbuka, our value for Kyron Williams, our value for Burden, other players in the draft were like, oh, we didn't realize that he was going to take Mbuka in the third round. So you just never know how that draft board is going to play out there as well. But you can't evaluate again and be like, oh, like we're saying, McCaffrey was sliding here. Was there opportunities to be had for taking players? Like, what is the receiver runs look like, the quarterback runs, and try to again get a sense of again where the opportunities are there as well too. But is team name the most important thing to figure out here first? There definitely could be something with Ibuka. Again, we always try to go with an album based name as well. Do we have to pull up Spotify here and see? Hey, yo, shout out to the game for just dropping the documentary 3. Is there anybody here that's like docked? We don't have like a doc. Hey, yo, Deshaun Stribblementary 3. I don't think that really works as well. But hey, yo, if the game is a fan of the rhymes, then maybe he can appreciate the way we twisted the tried to twist it into a thing there. I guess, are we going to, it's in alphabetical order. Do we need just like a random list? Are we going to have to go through every album that we have on here and see what's going on? Because see, we already used All Eyes on Me. We had All Eyes on Breeze. We drafted Anthony Richardson, so we had Get Rich Die Trying a couple years ago as well too. So we're going to have to see what the move is here. Is it T.I.? Do we have to figure out, is it like a T.I. album? Let's see what we've got going on here. Obviously King. Paper Trail. Is there a Paper Trail version of the situation that we go for? Urban Legend, Trap Music. Maybe it's Trap Music. Can we go Trap Mason doesn't really have it. Trap Mike Evans. Hey, yo, I don't know. That's just like another rapper name. I don't know. We might have to save the T.I. name for something else. No Mercy as well. Dime Trap, The Libra, Kill the King. Just simple names again. Maybe you want some more words in there for a fantasy team name. Weirdly enough, do we go back to 50 Cent? Do we just go with the Massacre as our team name? Chat. Ayo, that's what our draft grade said. We massacred the draft apparently, and did not do a good job there as well. But ASAP Rocky again. This is alphabetical order as well too. If you can't tell, Absol would be very interesting. Oh, Alicia Keys, chat. Hey, yo. It could be a potential Alicia Keys, but the Diary of Alicia Keys? I guess it could just be like the Diary of... I guess if we had a Keys... The Diary of Blake Groupie? Hey, yo. That is weirdly the closest one, but... Okay, that's the leader right now for team name. The Diary of Blake Groupie. I guess is the Diary of ETN. No, that doesn't really. Honestly, it would be like ETN or ET or something. It'd be more with the movie situation. I guess we could go with the movie title as well too, but just to keep in line with what the team or the music there. It is a good theme for the fantasy names. Barry White. Hey, yo. Do we go with the Barry White album, chat? Shout out. Rest in peace to the legend. But which one do we got here? Oh, it's Barry White the Collection, which saved to the playlist. I guess, shout out. Probably great, but I guess, it is great, but again, it's more like a hits album than it is like an album name that we're looking for. The Man Is Back. We could go with that one. The Right Knight and Barry White maybe is potential. Sheet Music. Oh, Chad, Barry White. Oh, I like the album title there. Somebody bring that one back. Sheet Music. Hey, yo, Barry White, definitely a legend for that. Let the music play. Can't get enough. I've got so much to give. Hey, yo, can we get... I've got... that might be a pause. We might not want to go down that route. But I guess, there is some options there. As well, too. Benny the Butcher. Potentially, an option. Beyonce. Okay, we could go with Beyonce for sure. What was the... Cowboy Carter? Was this one? Could we go with like a cowboy... Do we have a cowboy card? We don't have a Carter on this team. Hey, yo. Oh, Cowboy Corum? could be interesting. It is, it is like kind of a interesting turn. I guess, again, it's not like too crazy to just like, put cowboy on somebody's name, but again, it's not like I guess it's not the most creative pun that we could come up with here for Beyonce. Let's see, Dangerously in Love chat. Oh, if we did have Jordan, we should have drafted Jordan Love as our backup. We could have done Dangerously in Love. We might honestly have to make a signing right now. I know it said that quarterback was our strength, but Dangerously in Love would be pretty good, chat. Again, shout out, I guess, to Jordan Love. But shout out to Beyonce as well, too. Hey, I am Sasha Fierce. Can we do that one? Again, I am Deshaun Stribling. I don't know why Deshaun Stribling is going to be a team name, I guess. But otherwise, she's got self-titled. And then, so, Beyonce, I guess, again, Blake Group A. Again, Blake Group A kind of working there as well, too. Blake Group A, self-titled, Platinum Edition. Whoa, hey, yo. But, again, Lemonade as well. The Lion King soundtrack, the Luther Burden King. I guess Luther, there is the single Luther, obviously from GNX, Kendrick and SZA. So there is something there. Again, if we could just call our team Luther and just have like Luther, we could just have like AI, just like with Luther Burden leading up on the GNX. Could be kind of fun. So that's not bad either. But it is, again, it's pretty simple. Do we just want our team name to just be Luther going into the year? I don't know. Renaissance as well too. Obviously, great album there. Is interesting. Again, Jordan Love is a free agent, so if somebody wants Dangerously in Love, which maybe somebody has done before, but I probably have seen the name on like a fantasy team name list somewhere in the past, but I don't know if I've actually seen that in the league. So somebody use that one. Hey, yo, that could be pretty good. Oh, Sir Lucius Left Foot. Okay, we got Big Boy next up in the playlist here. Is there a Sir Luther Burden, son of Chico Dust? That is interesting. That's a bit of a pull. Again, All Eyes on Me, Get Rich Die Trying, definitely a little more mainstream for kind of the average fan there. For, kind of any fantasy football fan knows what we're talking about there. Maybe not everybody knows, Big Boy of Outkast solo album, Sir Lucius Left Foot, son of Chico Dusty. But again, Luther Burden could be in play here as well. Sir Luther Burden, son of Caleb Williams, I guess. Hey, yo, but if we had Caleb Williams, I guess if we had the receiver quarterback stack from a fantasy standpoint, that would make more sense there as well too. And maybe we just go to like Luther Vandross's albums as well. Let's go to the Luther. Let's go to the man himself and see what we've got going on here for album titles there. Never Too Much. Hey, yo, chat. Let's see. I didn't see anybody that would maybe work that one there. This Christmas. Okay. Power of Love. Any Love. Give Me the Reason. The Night I Fell in Love. Busybody. Hey, yo. Busy Blake Groupie. Hey, yo. Forever, for Always, For Love. And then Never Too Much as well. Going in reverse order there for some of the albums. I guess not some of the 90s and the 2000s ones, kind of leaving those out. But, again, maybe some simpler titles there as well too that maybe could be forced up. Big Daddy Kane. Okay, we've got Long Live the Kane. I guess Long Live the Buka. Hey, yo, I don't know about that one. That one could be a little interesting. Oh, Long Live the Kincaid is not bad. Oh, chat. Hey, yo. I don't know what, but I don't, if we might, getting the team cover and the logo here might be an interesting one. But in terms of a name, the Long Live Kincaid is not bad. Again, Big Daddy Kane's 1988 album. 1987. What's it say on Spotify here? It says 87, 88. I guess, the late 80s, 1980s albums. Are we a bad fan because we don't know what year it dropped? Hey, it's on our Spotify playlist. We're trying over here. We got Big Daddy Kane in the Spotify playlist. Hey, yo. But it's a Big Daddy thing. I guess. Is there one there that could work? I guess it's a Deshaun Stribling thing. Hey, yo. Daddy's Home. Veterans Day. Looks like a job for ... Taste of Chocolate. We might just have to keep that one an album title, honestly. So obviously some R&B vibes, maybe for Big Daddy Kane there. I don't know. We've had to, we haven't really, I guess, got past the first album. Not in a bad way. I'm just saying, first album's a classic. Just that's the one that we have listened to there. Big L. Okay, yeah, Big L's got a classic for sure. Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous. Chad, we might be able to, can we get Deshaun Stribling one again? We're just trying to get a fantasy team name here. Hey, yo. So I don't know, chat. We're it is what it is. Lifestyles of Deshaun and Dangerous. Lifestyles of Deshaun and Dalton. Lifestyles of Deshaun and chat. Hey, yo. We don't have the other name. If we had the other name, that might be able to work. I guess Lifestyles of the Deshaun and Dangerous could work potentially. Maybe chat. I guess. Oh, that's interesting. That is interesting. If this was like a hip hop heads league and everybody had to have an album title name, then that might be a good poll for just a random league. I don't know, not a random league, but a league of assorted music fans. I don't know. I guess we're not catering our title for that, but still, long lifestyles of Deshaun Stribling. And do we want to anchor our team name to Deshaun Stribling? Again, he could have a very productive year, but do we want to anchor our team name to somebody who could be a little bit more set to be in the starting lineup, week to week as well too? Could be interesting. Capital Punishment, big pun. Is there a pun that we have here? Big pun. No, we don't. Capital. Yeah, I don't think that one's gonna work. Unfortunately, it is what it is. I was, rest in peace, Big Pun though. Shout out, great stuff. Again, this is nothing about the albums themselves. This is just about finding a name. 24 Karat Magic. I don't think that one's gonna work. Do we have a number 24 on the team? Jonathan, chat. We don't even know Jonathan Taylor's own number. Hey, yo, is he? He is the 20s though. Let's see, 28. Hey, yo, yeah, I was gonna say it wasn't 24, but. We had to double check there. It definitely was 20 something. So yeah, I guess we don't have 28 Taylor Magic is it's not bad. It's not bad. Again, it's like the draft grade itself. It's a strong C. It's a strong C. The problem is as well too, Billy Buckets has his team name as 99 Problems, but a Blitz ain't one, and that's pretty good. Hey, yo, that is pretty good. Again, it's not an album title, obviously, but for a music-based fantasy football team name, that's an A+ right there. I'm not gonna lie. So we have to really make sure that we're bringing our A game here as well too. Is 28 Taylor Magic as good as 99 Problems but a Blitz ain't one? It definitely has the number involved as well too. And obviously 99 Problems is such a great song that it's just gonna be it's gonna be difficult to compete with that from any standpoint. So we're gonna have to get like some Biggie track or something like that, something from Nas. We're gonna have to pull up like "The World Is Yours" or what's the those songs off Nas' album. Shout out to Nas. It's just what it is. We're just going through a lot of names right now. We can't remember everything. Cameron. Oh, there's got to be something from Cameron in here, chat. It could be time to use a Cameron album name as well. Purple Haze. Oh, chat. Do we have a Haze? Purple Pollard Haze. I don't know. That's just like a weird name as well. I mean, Pollard Haze could be like a HBO Max detective, but I don't know if it works as our fantasy team name at all. Come Home With Me. What was the first one that's like, let me see here. Confessions of Fire. Ooh, do we have somebody that could be Fire? Confessions of yeah, chat. We don't Confessions of Taylor. We don't really have anything for that, unfortunately. SDE, Public Enemy #1, Kill a Season, Crime Pays, Boss of All Bosses 2, Ghetto Heaven Volume 1, First of the Month box set, The Program, Purple Haze 2, You Wasn't There, The Lost Files. We might have to get a different player on the draft for Cameron to make it work there. Invasion of Privacy? Invasion of Pollard? That might be a pause. Hey, yo, I don't know. Invasion of anybody might be a pause, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it. So we might just have to move on. Shout out to Cardi B, though, as well, too. Again, everything is love, chat. Beyonce, once again. Hey, yo, this time with Jay-Z on the Carters. Again, what a great album. But everything, we could also, we need Jordan Love, chat. It is what it is. I don't know, we would have, like, Mike, it would be like Matt LaFleur, doing Jordan Love's hair in the picture. Maybe again we tried lately there, but for it's like kind of like the Step Brothers, but a little more artistic as well. But again, it would be, I guess, also another great team name that could work as well in connection to the album. Everything is love. Yeah, we don't have anything else, chat. We made a bad draft pick by passing him. Honestly, the team names there, we should have known what we were getting into. Chance the Rapper, shout out. I don't know if we're gonna go with Chance the Rapper as a team name. Same with Gambino. I think we can probably go somewhere else. Oh, chat, the Clips. Let God sort him out. Ooh, chat. We might have to make this one work. Let 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 Pollard sort him out, chat. I don't know. Let Pollard sort him out. That one is maybe the closest one. It's like it is weirdly close. That could work. Let Pollard sort him out. If Pollard was better, it might work. If Pollard was like our first round pick, and it's like, yeah, Pollard's gonna sort him out. Pollard will be 20 a game this year. But since he might be like a high level flex 4 option for us, a steady 12 points a game, I don't know if that necessarily lives up to the best album hype of the past there. But it does work a little bit. And let Kyron sort him out. Let Josh. Oh, that's not bad. Let Josh sort him out. Chat, we might have it. We might have it, honestly. I think we got there. I think we got there. I think that's the right name. And it's current. It's new. We are going to consider some options, but I think that's the leader right there. I think that is the leader. Let Josh sort him out. Chat, that's good because again, he's our top player as well too. So, hopefully he's actually leading our fantasy team as well. Hopefully it's not, we name our team after him and he's like, "Oh, this is the year of Josh Allen." He's like, "I have a family to think about. I'm going to take 5 weeks off after this injury." But again, hopefully he's still throwing his body out there on the line every day is really the hope here. But yeah, I think we got the move. The thing is, I guess, it is artwork for the album title. It's not like we can put Josh Allen's, again, maybe for the best as well too. But it's not like we could do some Photoshop work there, which it's all been with again been appropriate in the past. Anyway, Anthony Richardson can be photoshopped onto the Get Rich Die Trying album cover, but I guess we can still have the Clips album cover in the team logo situation as well. So Chad, hey, honestly, that's a lot. What was the other one that we were? I don't even know what we were considering at this point because they were, Blake Group A was going to be Beyonce's self-titled, but we'll see what else we got here. There's some common albums. B. Do we have any? I guess B could just be Blake Group A. Just BG. Maybe I don't know there, but Grammy Family. What's the name of this album? I forget the name of this album. Let's see what we got going on. Don't Quit Your Day Job. Don't Quit Your Day Job. Let's see here. I don't think that we have. Don't Quit Your Deshaun Stribling Job. Yeah, that one's gonna be maybe not great for a team name as well too. Corday could be interesting. What the Crossroads was his last album, and then The Lost Boy, and I guess From a Bird's Eye View, from a book's eye view, that might be I don't know, that one might need a little explaining, and it's definitely a little funnier than Let Josh Sort Him Out from a book's eye view, and we could have Mbuka in the album cover here. That one also could work as well. That is a strong number 2 from a group's eye view. Is not bad. But again, Mbuka's better. From a bird's Burden. We have Luther Burden. Oh, Chad, we're cooking now. We're cooking. From a bird's eye view is crazy. Chad, I've just been wiping my nose for like 30 minutes here. I just got to take care of this. We'll be right back. Hey, I hate to, kill the momentum for team names, but this is, it's inappropriate. Hey, we got to just, we got to try to get a solution here. We'll be right back. Take 2. Break 2. All right, we are back. Hopefully, we're settled down here. We can focus for the remainder here while we try to get a name figured out. And I think we need to get a list going as well too, so we have our options. I guess it's okay to actually reveal the draft board now as well too. Doesn't matter what it was. We got our guys. We're gonna adjust it so our team Our team is we got the number one player in the whole draft at the 5th overall pick, Jonathan Taylor. So I don't know how we got a C plus from ESPN, but seems like it worked out good for our board. Hey, yo. But, again, that's what happens when your board's a little weird, I guess, as well, too. This is like Bill Belichick. He's like, hey, we won the draft every year. It's like, well, yeah, I guess you drafted, that 6th-round guy 120 spots too early. But team names, I guess, is where, Belichick didn't name the team. So this is where we get to win as well, too. So, again, we got, as of right now, the leader for sure, but we list it first because it was the first good one that we thought of as well too. We've got let Josh sort them out, chat. Hey, yo, from the clips there. And then we also have from a bird's eye view, Luther Burden, as well too, Corday, which Corday, also a Grammy nominated artist in his own right. It would have been the album before that, The Lost Boy, that got the album of the rap album of the year nom there for the Grammys. But from a bird's eye view is very, very good as well too. The Crossroads is also excellent, but from a bird's eye view, and again, also great because hopefully he is one of the, again, leaders of our team with being a little bet there for in wide receiver too. From a bird's eye view is the second name that we thought of. So again, Ayo, going back through the Spotify. Do we have the Spotify here, chat? Did we lose that in the moving around? Hey, yo. Oh, we might have. Okay, that's fine. We got the ability to still pull it up here as well, too. It'll just have to be a little 3, 2, 1 while we get the right password typed in here. Okay, chat. And then we can get the list prompt generator, aka Spotify playlist, pulled up and see which album title we want to name our team after. And again, also, associated with the player on our team as well. What was the other? I guess no. Pollard sort him out was what we were going to let Pollard sort him out was what we were going to do. But since we did find a Josh Allen variant, a starter, a consistent starter level variant, for that, then we'll go with that one there for the team name. Again, just because that Josh Allen is going to have more value. Oh, what's this 50 Cent mixtape that we could potentially name it after? As well, 50 Cent is the future. Do we have 50 Cent is the Luther? Could we do that, Chad? Does that work? That does work from a pun standpoint, but I don't know. It's definitely an interesting team name for sure. But I think we do have to put it down again. Luther Burden is going to be maybe a leader for team name options. I don't know, but let's see. 50 again. If it's got the 2 names in there, that is weird. 50 Cent is the Luther. It just doesn't make any sense. Again, from a bird's eye view, let Josh sort him out is good because it makes sense. Again, he's gonna put up stats. But DJ Woo Kid, shout out. But yeah, again, back-to-back years with 50 Cent albums would be the extra level of it. Would be like every year we have to have a 50 Cent album title for the team name there. But it could kind of work out 2 times in a row. And again, the mixtape run is pretty crazy. We could actually play quite a few years of fantasy. And definitely, use that as well too. Have some good options there. But we were, C's with the C's with the clips, I think we're only a Corday as well too. Okay, chat. And I guess we're gonna go through every playlist we have. Of course not. Just this one here. I guess should give us enough options anyways. As well. Craig Mack is there. Bad Boys Hits 10th anniversary. Are we gonna name our album team after that? I don't know. Do we have to? Let's go to actually Craig Mack's page here. Why not? Let's just start there. Maybe and see. We've got the Flavor in Your Ear remix in the playlist. So it's like every artist from the 90s. We can go through their page based on the features that are listed here. Operation Get Down. Is that one that could work? The Mac World Touches. Project Funk the World. Oh, chat. This one may be able to work. Hey, yo. Project Funk the World? Oh, chat. There is definitely a player out there that would be able to have this be their name. I guess maybe somebody's last name is Funk. Who's to say? But again, I don't think we have. Does anybody have even the letter F in their name? I don't even think so. So I don't know. That wasn't necessarily intentional, but yeah, I guess so. Defunk is not going to work for this one. So Craig Mack, shout out, but unfortunate there. Curtis Mayfield, Superfly. Are we going Superfly, chat? Super Burden? Hey, yo. I guess Super Group I maybe is a bit of a stretch. Super Kincaid? I guess you would have to, I don't know how you spell it in the fantasy team name to get people to say it like that. You have to tell everybody. We have to tell everybody in the fantasy chat. You have to say the team name like Kincaid. Super Kincaid. But yeah, Super ETN is definitely a little bit of a pivot there for sure. Does Curtis Mayfield have something that could work for Travis Etienne? Let's see if anybody could cook something up. It could be Curtis Mayfield here. The People Never Give Up. Live in Europe. I don't know. Heartbeat. Do It All Night. Whoa. Gotta find a way. Sweet Exorcist. back to the world. Curtis in Chicago. I guess Burden in Chicago. Hey yo. Roots, and then Curtis. I guess as well too. Okay, I don't know. Maybe Curtis. Yeah, we don't have a Curtis. Is there a Curtis right now? Corum? It could be Corum. The expanded edition is crazy. Pause. But so yeah, we're not gonna have to write that one down as an option. That is for sure. DaBaby. Does DaBaby have any options? Check Curtis Mayfield and DaBaby in the same playlist, right next to each other. Hey, yo, what is happening? But you know what? It's Spotify. That's the beauty of 2026. It is what it is. We have Pop That Thing right next to some Curtis Mayfield song. So, the great evolution of music. But Be More Grateful, do we have one in here for Be More Grateful? Be More Group A? Hey, oh, yeah, we don't really have one for Tyler Warren yet. As well too. Blame It On Baby, Blame It On Buka. That's something. Blame It On Burden again. Blame it on Group A. Blame It On Group A is good because if he's bad, then we could really blame it on Group A. It would be his fault. Blame It On Kincaid is also not good. Kirk, I guess McMill, Blake, I guess would be, that one doesn't really work on a single name. It's kind of tough. I guess that was Blame It On Baby. Oh, there's Baby On Baby and Blame It On Baby. I was like, does he have Blame It On Baby here listed twice? No, he has Baby On Baby and then Blame It On Baby. I think, again, Blame It On Buka. I guess that would be the Turf Toe. Blame It On the Turf Toe if he's not good as well, but I guess they got Cincinnati week 1. That could be kind of favorable there for the secondary. Cincinnati, they got like Dexter Lawrence and stuff, so they may be investing in the defensive line a little bit as well too. But $1 Billion Baby Talk 5. I like that Baby Talk 5 is his 4th album on Spotify. I don't know what happened to the other 4 Baby Talks as well. But shout out to the champ. We already shouted him out, but we were hanging out with him the other day, and we were going through and talking about some movies, and he was scrolling through his streaming movie collection on his PlayStation. Yeah, there was one of them on there called Wrong Turn 6. And I was like, I've never even heard of the Wrong Turn franchise. I don't even know how you get a 6-1 out of Wrong Turn as well, too. Yeah, Wrong Turn 6, look at Wrong Turn 2, Dead End. Wrong Turn 3, Left 4 Dead. Wrong Turn 4, Bloody Beginnings. Wrong Turn 5, Bloodlines. I mean, it's generational. These guys can literally never take the right turns. And then Wrong Turn 6, The Last Resort. They have nothing left to do but take the wrong turn. I don't even know what that means. But 19% deep in the hills of West Virginia, chat. That's not even fair. Hey, yo, what if I said Wrong Turn 6? They're setting up court. Oh, who can't drive? Oh, we'll go to West Virginia. Oh, well, shucks. We took a wrong turn into the mountains. But deep in the hills of West Virginia, Danny introduced to a family he has never known. When he learns they follow taboo rich... Oh, chat. Whoa, Wrong Turn 6 definitely took a wrong turn there, chat. Whoa. Hey, yo. We got big slasher swings here for the Wrong Turn franchise. Hey, he is tempted by the forbidden and has to choose between his friends and his bloodline, chat. Whoa. Hey, yo. Okay, the Wrong Turn franchise is not holding back whatsoever. Wrong Turn 6, The Last Resort, is a little misleading in terms of what really is being at centerfold here. The Wrong Turn franchise, chat. Oh, that's brutal. Hey, yo, I didn't know it was like Saw, where it was like crazy gory and stuff like that. Wrong Turn 2003. In the literally, there's a guy in here named Sawtooth. In the first film, a group of 6 individuals are stalked by one Open Eye, Sawtooth, and Three Finger. Chris Flynn is forced to make a detour after a chemical spill on the road. Oh, so that's not even a wrong. Oh, and then he makes a wrong turn and crashes into another vehicle, which had already fallen victim to one of the mountain men's road traps. While searching the vehicle, also like the vehicle maybe was just like rolling free then. While searching for help in the cabin of the three monstrous mountain men, they are hunted down one by one. Oh, chat! Spoiler alert! Right here in Wikipedia. At the end, Chris and Jesse survive. Okay, they literally didn't have to put that sentence. They could have just ended the nice little recap here. It was a nice little setup. It gets me interested. Okay, they took a wrong turn. They're in a cabin. They're gonna search for one by one. Spoiler alert! They make it, so you don't have to worry about that. But and then I guess wrong turn two. So they didn't learn their lesson. Throw the GPS on. Wrong turn two should have been like Garmin's broken or something, like, hey, wrong turn to Garmin, or the wrong turn to Apple Maps, wrong turn to rerouting. How has nobody done rerouting yet? Hey, yo, chat again. Rem and Sam franchise. We're trying to bring the Rem and Sam movies. We're trying to bring Bloodsport back. We need it. We're gonna actually end up getting the wrong turn franchise. Hey, this is the pitch. We're going to walk in, chat. I got it right here. I didn't even need AI to cook this up. We just walk right into the room and say, you know what? It's time to make the right turn with the wrong turn franchise. Boom, chat. That's 3 more movies right there. That's 3 more movies. Nobody's ever seen a pitch in Hollywood as efficient as the Rem and Sam pitch for the wrong turn franchise. But you know what? Sometimes that's how you make your break. It is what it is. You know what? We're going to take the right turn with the wrong turn. It's time to make the right turn. It's time to give the wrong turn franchise some direction. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, yo, chat again. It's just endless. It's just endless. So I guess I don't, and again, I don't really know, maybe I don't know. Do we have to continue with the camels to turn? I don't know. I thought, like just a nice slasher film where they take a wrong turn. It's like, okay, you have a name that works. It's still funny. That's funny enough. You could just keep making them, honestly. But I guess there's a whole storyline here as well too. A reality TV show? Yeah, see, now what are we doing? What are we doing? See, chat, we're getting the wrong turn franchise back to the basics. It's just about people driving and making wrong turns, just ending up in, the deep part of the woods. It is what it is. Wrong turn, wrong. Oh, chat, we're cooking now. We're cooking now. This maybe this is a different movie. Again, wrong turn 6, wrong turn 7. Okay, wait, we have to slow down right now, because I have so many ideas about the wrong turn franchise. My mind can't even keep up, because it looks like that they reboot in 2021, internationally known as Wrong Turn: The Foundation. The second reboot follows 6 friends hiking on the Appalachian Trail who become hunted by the Foundation when they inadvertently intrude on the community's land. See, this is a nice recap because it doesn't have the last sentence where it says, spoiler alert, the Foundation hunts them all down and kills them, or actually one of them makes it. It's just like, it just makes you interested in what the movie is there. But anyways, it looks like there was a soft reboot, but we're gonna do the opposite of the Halloween franchise. We're gonna consider that we're just gonna not count the new one. Halloween obviously it's like we'll just go straight from the 70s to 2018. Not this time. We're going right to Wrong Turn 7 again. We're just picking up after last year. So we got Wrong Turn 7 rerouting. But this is the gold one right here. This one honestly might get some Academy attention. Once we get to Wrong Turn 8, because the Fast and Furious franchise wasn't able to keep up. Fate of the Furious is not going to keep up with Wrong Turn 8. We've got Wrong Turn 8 turn on each other. So, I mean, chat. And it kind of plays right into what the Wrong Turn franchise has been. Hey, yo. So maybe that's the whole point of the wrong. Maybe we just kind of figured out the Wrong Turn franchise itself as well, too. But we're putting it in the title. Hey, yo. And the whole point is they never made a wrong turn. They just, again, were just like, the group turned on each other, and it went bad that way. But I guess if, we don't have the third movie, the third one might be a bomb. It is what it's going to be, like The Godfather 3. We don't really have a story. We're just making the third one it's just a cash grab. It is what it is. Wrong Turn 8, again, won so many Academy Awards that we just had to make Wrong Turn 9. So, and then the problem is we can't end a franchise at 9, so we have to make Wrong Turn 10. As well too. And then it's like, can you make 4 movies, or do you have to, would you rather make 4 movies or 2 trilogies? And it's like, what does that even mean? But that's not even how the math works. But I guess that's what happens in Hollywood. Once you make the 4th one, it means you're making 2 more. So I guess we got Wrong Turn 12 we're going to get to, which Wrong Turn 12 would actually be a good place to end. It would be a nice place to end the franchise. Wrong Turn 12. But again, nothing's going to beat the old days of the Wrong Turn reboot, Wrong Turn rerouting, and Wrong Turn turn on each other. Which again, turn on each other does have like a franchise ending type of mentality. Oh, they should have just ended after number 8. But you know what? It just doesn't happen, and it's your fault because you kept going to the wrong turn movies as well too. So it is what it is. But I guess we'll have to see if that if Hollywood ever hits us up for the wrong turn franchise as well. But maybe they're on. Maybe they're on the right path now after all. After this 2021 soft reboot. But either way, I guess we're not probably going to have a wrong turn team name as well. 50 Cent is the Luther. that's terrible. Hey, yo. We gotta really cook here. We gotta do something better. Okay, let's see. DaBaby chat. We're only halfway through the alphabet. Is D halfway through the alphabet? I just depends. Yo, okay, anyways, keep it moving. Denzel Curry. What are we saying here? Let's see here. The King of the Mischievous South. King of the Mike Evans. I don't know, chat. Maybe we do a different one. Melt my eyes, see the future. Is there something here? Melt my eyes, see your Luther. Hey, yo, chat. That's right up there with 50 Cent. That's honestly better than 50 Cent is the Luther because I just don't like the two names in the title. And since we don't, nothing against 50 Cent. I guess that's not wrong. 50 Cent's team name and our fantasy name. It just doesn't make sense. So I guess Melt my eyes, see your Luther doesn't really make sense either, honestly. But I don't know. It's getting closer into sensible territory. Taboo. I guess speaking of the wrong turn franchise. Hey yo. Devin the Dude. We throw something from Devin the. What's this album's name called? Oh, just the Dude. So I guess do we have the group? Hey yo. The Dude. The yeah. This is gonna be a tough one. The Luth. Hey yo. Again the Book. Maybe it's the Book potentially. Again that could. I don't know what we're Hey yo. But No Way Out, chat. Oh, dude, I might have to cut that noise. I don't know what that was. I just was like, are we gonna have to go with a Diddy album title? Hey yo, but No Way Out, no Warren Out. Getting close. We just haven't had a W yet, so I guess we haven't really had the opportunity to get Warren's name involved. So there was some excitement there, but I guess maybe No Warren Out is gonna be interesting. Is there an album that's like Warrant for Our Arrest? Hey, yo, there's no way there's not an album from the 90s called Warrant for Our Arrest, chat. Hey, yo. It is what it is. If I should know about it, then, my apologies. But let's see. Is there I guess not hip hop, or I guess R&B could be R&B, but it's probably going to be a rap album. Again, Warrant for Our Arrest would definitely, or it's got to be a group as well too. Maybe a group. Is there a hip hop album or group called Warrant for our, and it's probably Warrant for Our Arrest, right? If it's the 90s, it's definitely the number as well. Warrant for Our Arrest. Let's see if we can find this here, chat, or anything close as well too. Again, maybe it's in the playlist and I just haven't gotten there, but since I'm thinking about it, we'll make sure that option is possible. Oh, nothing possible. Nothing yet that is, I guess, called Warrant for Our Arrest. So if anybody wants to take that, then that's out there. But it said Arrested Development, pioneering 90s alternate hip-hop group. Warrant, a popular group. What did I say? Yeah, album or group. Individual songs, location, / Warrant for Our Arrest by Jahah Starks, or Warrant for Our Arrest by Sam 1K. Can't say that I'm too familiar with either of those, but I guess considered indie rap tracks here. But either way, I guess nothing mainstream considered Warrant for Our Arrest at this point. So hey, that's the Denzel Curry album. If you heard that, we accidentally just clicked on that. Oh, the Diplomats. Let's see what we've got here, chat. We could go with Diplomatic Immunity. We could go with. We're gonna have to get into the rest of the discography here to see what else we could go with Diplomatic Immunity 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 as well. Diplomatic Ties, Dipset Collabos is also an option. So Diplomatic Immunity, do we have Dulcaten Matamitic Immunity? I guess is going to be Deshaun Stripling Blake Corum Immunity. Hey yo, chat, I think this one maybe is not going to work as well too. DJ Khaled, God Did. I guess we got to be careful with the Josh Allen comparisons. We're just trying to make puns, I guess, as well too. So maybe we can only go once there. Let's see. We've got grateful. I guess it could be one that we could use. Holy Key's a song. What's this album? Oh, Major Key is the album. Hey, yo. And then he also has Father of Assad as well too. Chat. We have to be locked in on the rivals. Let's think about this here. That would be an interesting one. Is there a rival for a player that we can think of? Again, Josh Allen, could he be father of? Is there something for the Jets or something for the Patriots that could be there as well too? Vrabel, father of yeah, see, it doesn't quite have the same ring as well too. I guess it could be the team name, Ayo, but it doesn't have the, it doesn't have the obviously the same ring as father of Assad. I don't know what would be his specific rival there. Again, does Taylor have a CJ Stroud? No. His father of no, it doesn't work for the Texans as well too. D'Amico Ryans doesn't work. We would have to really think about that one. But that could be that would be a long shot sleeper. That's for sure. Kiss the Ring? I guess if we think we're gonna win, we could just name our team Kiss the Ring, his 2011 album. Or We the Best. I guess that's an option. If we just go We the Best if we ever don't have a fantasy team name that would work from a pun standpoint, then we know we can just go with We the Best from DJ Khaled and just make that work. Oh, Alligator Bites Never Heal would be a fun one to try to use as well too. Oh, if we had like a guy named Neil, Alligator Bites Never Kneel, that would be a little, I guess, interesting. But Alligator Bites, we don't bites. Do we have a guy named Bites? Hey, yo. Alligator Blakes Never Heal is it probably forced to Alligator Mike Evans? Alligator Mike's? That just sounds like a bar somewhere. Hey, yo. You guys want to go to Alligator Mike's later? It is what it is. But either way, Alligator, maybe Gator, Alligator is the one there. To ETN, well, maybe we start getting into a little pause territory as well too. Alligator Alan Taylor Bites Never Heal. Okay, you know what? If we can put 50 Cent is the Luther on here, I think we can make that work. Honestly, let's see if we got Alan Taylor Bites Never Heal. Hey yo, shout out to Dochi. We're trying to pay homage to the Grammy-winning album here. We got three Grammy nominated artists. Why there it goes. Alligator Bites. Alan Taylor Bites Never Heal. I think that is honestly a better name than 50 Cent is the Luther. We might be able to get 50 Cent is the Luther out of here if we could get another one. Do we spell Alan Taylor right? I'm not even sure. Alan Taylor Bites Never Heal. Okay. And honestly, it is probably going to go over from a bird's eye view because we are, again, Taylor fans instead of Luther Burden fans as well. And, shout out to Dochi. Probably, shout out to Corday, but, I guess if we had to go with a team name from one artist, would he understand? Don Tolliver as well, too, is an option. Hardstone Psycho? Oh, chat, there's got to be one here that could. Hardstone Psycho could just be, and we could just have a picture of Tyler Warren, could work as well. But it doesn't have the pun. Stripstone Psycho? No, that doesn't work, chat. We're trying to do too much with that one as well. Hardstone, ETN, pause, Ayo, Psycho, Taylor, Allen, Groupie, Evans, Hardstone, Mbuka, Psycho. No. I guess Octane was his album from this past year. In our team name as Octane, that's just like a real team name, honestly. They might borrow that at some point. If the NBA borrowed that, I've never thought about that, but that would be a good team name. Ayo, I don't know if it would fit the city vibes of what they're talking about right now. Like if it was, I guess Seattle has to be the Supersonics if it goes back to Seattle again. It gets to be the Supersonics. Shout out, obviously, great legacy there. But if it was, what Vegas Octane is not bad. The Louisville Octane, I guess. Where else are they gonna go? Nashville Octane, but it could also just be the Nashville Grizzlies. No, we're not saying that. Shout out. You get two teams in Tennessee, obviously, but or where the Mexico City Octane or Europe, NFL Europe team could be Octane as well too. But that is an interesting team name for sure. Again, like an actual real team name could be good there. I don't know if it's a fun fantasy team name though. Heaven or Hell as I guess an album that he had. Life of Dawn. I guess Life of Burdon. Life of Burdon is definitely if we're really going with Luther Burden there for sure. I guess could we go with Ala Taylor bite? We could also go with Tyler bites never heal as well too for Tyler Warren. I guess we were saying Ala Taylor bites never heal for Jonathan Taylor. So maybe it just depends on the week. Whoever scores more points one week, it's would anybody in the fantasy league notice? Because the spelling would be like barely off. So one week it's Ala Taylor bites never heal, and then one week it's Ala Tyler bites never heal. I'm gonna get lost in the matrix, chat. I'm like, what's real and what's not? I don't even know what my own team name is at this point. But I guess we have Ala Taylor bites never heal, or Ala Tyler bites never heal is also the option as well too. So two good Colts fantasy team names there to choose from. Lovesick from Don Tolliver is a potential option. Chat, we're not moving very fast here with the team names. Some sexy songs for you. Some sexy songs for Mbuka is close, but it's not gonna quite get there. Again, it's not over Ala Taylor bites never heal. That's for some sexy songs for Strabu. No, some sexy songs for Quintune. No, I think again you can't really spell the inflection with the voice unless you really spell it a specific way. What do we got here for the more Drake albums? I guess For All the Dogs. I guess For All the we don't have a dog. Our team is all dogs, but we don't have a name that would work like that. Our team is all dogs. Headlines chat. Rem said after the draft his team has no dogs. That's unfortunate when it's going to get taken out of context. But our team has no name that I think would work with that. Is what I meant. I guess team name maybe like actual team that the team plays for. But I guess are there any? There's no like dog based team. There's no NFL Wolf, right? Am I crazy? The Lobos. Maybe somebody needs to be the Lobos next as well. Like the Vegas Lobos for the NBA would be kind of good. I know there's a Lobos for is UNLV one of the I guess former Mountain West teams. I don't know who's in the Mountain West anymore, but maybe they are still in the Mountain West. But or I guess is the Mountain West now the Pac-12 is what it is. But one of those old Mountain West teams I think used to be the Lobos. But maybe a professional team could borrow that as well too. Certified Lover Boy. Certified Lover Boy. Certified Luther Boy. Certified Luther Birdoy is interesting, honestly. Luther Bird, again, is that better than 50 Cent is the Luther? Certified Luther Birdo. I don't even remember what we just said. Maybe if we type it out here, it'll help. Certified Luther Burdenoy? Is it Burdenoy? Is that how we say it here? Certified Luther Burdenoy? I guess is the name of the team. That really doesn't make sense if you don't have the logo next to it, honestly. You would need the picture for context. Then you're like, oh, immediately, of course, you would see the picture. Be like, oh, yeah, the Drake album. And then Certified Luther. That one's honestly funny because it would just be funny to get people to try to say this one. Certified Luther. I don't know why we keep saying Luther. Certified Luther Burdenoy. Certified Luther Burdenoy. Okay, there we go. We got it. Luther Burdenoy just sounds like another guy, honestly. Burdenoy is just like just like a French background, I guess, or something. Who's to say? But I guess that could be another option there. I guess Habiti. Is there a Habiti option? Her loss. Honestly, never mind. Maybe that's what somebody's saying about these team names. Honestly, never Mike Evans. Maybe not. We actually do want to play him. Honestly, Jalen McMillan maybe is getting tough there as well too. If you're reading this, it's too late. If you're reading this, it's too if you're reading this, it's too Group A. Could be interesting. Again, we don't have to really name our team after our kicker. Could be a first. And we still haven't gotten to Kyron Williams. Maybe more life wouldn't work. What was this one called, chat? Hey, with Tuscan leather, nothing was the same. Right there, yeah, nothing was the same. Hey, it is what it is. I'm trying to think about the team name as well too. So, that obviously means you forget the real album title. In the meantime, Scorpion. Again, the Scorpions could just be a real team as well. Scorpions are a underused animal mascot and would be a terrifying mascot in real life. But I think you could have like a friendly. You could almost just use like a lobster costume. You would just be like, is that a lobster? Be like, no, it's a scorpion. But that would be might be a little more approachable for some of the kids. I mean, kids love lobsters. You go to Red Lobster. Who doesn't love looking at a lobster? Hey, it's underrated, but just tell me I'm wrong. DM me at Remington Pod and tell me I'm wrong. But and I'm maybe just speaking a little from like just from when the times that we would go to Red Lobster. It would just be cool to look at the lobsters, but it was cool just look at the lobsters. Hey yo, so I think that is transcended time still. I know the phones have really captivated TikTok. We didn't have TikTok back then, so the lobsters were a little more captivating when you don't have TikTok. But again, you put a kid in front of a lobster tank, I think they're not gonna be bored. But maybe times have changed. Who's to say? If kids aren't entertained by a lobster cage anymore, then generations are screwed. But views? Can we name our team after the Views album cover? That's a one word. 2001? Hey, yo, shout out to Dr. Dre, but he's really making it tough there for us with that one. That's going to be quite the masterpiece. Maybe if Elon Musk has a kid that makes to the NFL, then we can, use some numbers there or something. But other than that, I think we're done. The Chronic, I think the Kincaid on the Chronic cover again would be kind of funny, but I don't know if we'll go with that one there. It's a bit of a poll again. Kincaid would need to be better as well too for it to be like really funny. You'd be like, oh, that's actually good. But again, otherwise it's just like you're just photoshopping. Dreamville, I guess. Revenge of the Dreamers. Revenge of the Stribling? Revenge of Revenge? No, okay. No, that's not gonna work there for sure. Yeah, Alchemist, couple albums here. Eminem. Hey, yo, the Marshall Mathers LP, probably. Slim Shady LP. Slim Shady. Do we have a Slim Shady here? Slim Shady. Slim Shady, step forward. Jalen McMillan. Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason LP? No, now we're just promoting guys' Spotify's at this point. I don't know if we're doing that. Eric B and Rakim, potentially. Is this what do we got? Paid in Full. Hey yo, chat again. I don't know why we literally can't remember any album titles here tonight. It is what it is. Paid in Full. Let's see. Pollard in Full. Pollard in Full. Honestly, just to pay homage, just because of how great the album is, it definitely carries. Is it the best album that we have so far? I don't even remember what albums we have. Oh, no, we have album winners. Yeah, we have Let Josh Sort Them Out. We have Ala Taylor Bites Never Heal. Certified Luther Burdenoy. So we got bangers. But Certified Luther Burdenoy, that's honestly getting up. Certified Luther Burdenoy is making a push. It is. That's a pause, but it's going up there. Get another pause. But either way, Paid in Full is, what do we even just say? Paid in what? Paid in who? Let's see here. I don't even remember who. Pollard in Full. I guess competing with Luther Burdenoy is tough. It is what it is. Pollard in Full. Nah, we might. That's a pause actually, as we're saying it now too. I probably shouldn't have said it 17 times. But moving on to Erykah Badu. Hey yo, Mama's Gun. Mama's Gun. Mama's. Oh, this one could work somewhere. Mama's Gun. Hey, yo. I guess again, James Gunn, not a fantasy football player. So maybe a fantasy DC league. Hey, yo, those might be a little different though. As well, too. Uh, Fat Joe? We go with the Fat Joe album. What's this album called? This one we actually do have to look up. Was Plato o Plumo? Hey, yo, I don't know. Fat Joe's always say, are we even allowed to say that? Fat Joe, I don't know. I don't know if you trust him to name an album title correctly. But either way, I guess Plato o Plumo is the album title there. We might have to skip that one for now. I don't see that player matching up with that one there. Oh, Fetty Wap. Is there a Fetty Wap? I guess, is this self-titled? Is that what it was? Yeah, Fetty Wap was self-titled in 2015. So we would have to really, have a name that rhymes with Fetty Wap. Again, Kyron Williams just not really getting into the mix here. It is what it is. Unfortunately, Fetty Wap, we're going to have to let him go there. Freddie Gibbs in the Alchemist. Alfredo? Hey, yo. That one might have to, just be passed by as well, too. Pinata, same thing. One word is getting a little tougher there as well, too. DS2? I guess, how have we not had like a, Deshaun Stribling should have just been number 2. What number is he? Oh, number 15. Oh, chat. Can we DM him right now? Who's number 2 on San Francisco? Let's pull up PFF right now real quick. I've never DM'd a fantasy football player over fantasy football player. I will DM Deshaun Stribling and be like, you should change your number next year to number 2 so I can name my fantasy name DS2. Because I will draft him specifically to name him DS2. That'd be a sick fantasy name. Be a good pull. But I think that we're going to be out of luck as well, too. Is there a DS2 in fantasy? Again, I'll make a move. I will make a move to name our team that. That would be pretty sick. Let's see. I guess Mike Evans, number 5. Oh, Lenore? Oh, Dominique Lenore. I guess, again, corner, getting close. DL2? I would go with that, but if Lenore, again's a corner, so we can't really pick up Dominique Lenore. Is there a DS2 in the league? I don't know what that's going to mean, but here, again, we may have to ask another question here. Is there any NFL player with initials? Let's see here. I gotta get the spelling right. Initials. Let's see. DS and number 2. Current. We need active because we need a guy that we can pick up on our fantasy team as of right now. Number 2, not number 2. Again, we blame it on the keys for sticking. It is what it is. Apparently not, because Darius Slay, I guess, again, we need offense. We need offense. Just Darius Slay. So we'll see if we can get it from a fantasy standpoint here. And I guess there can't be any offensive lineman number 2, right? There could be a quarterback. Was Matt Corral number 2, maybe? Back in the day? Bryce Young? BY1, maybe is the situation there. Yeah, maybe I need to, I guess we could, again, DS15. If we have the album cover as the logo, it would maybe make sense. No active offensive player, just Darius Slay. Oh, Deebo Samuel. Oh, chat, we're going to be sending around to DMs. It is what it is. So Deebo Samuel could do it. Devontae Smith could do it. DeAndre Swift could do it. Devin Singletary could do it as well, too, though I don't know if I'd be as fascinated to pick up the Devin Singletary on our fantasy team. I guess Mbuka does wear, too. So could we go EE2 for our fantasy team name? Oh, that's clever. Oh, Shador Sanders. Oh, but I guess that's not DS. Oh, Deshore Sanders. Oh, chat, Deion Sanders. Oh, chat, so close. So close. If he was Deion Sanders Jr., but I guess, what does that imply? But we're just trying to name a fantasy team. That's all. So, we love Shador. We almost drafted him tonight. We almost drafted him. I'll tell you right now, we were closer than anybody in our fantasy league to drafting him. So, yeah, that obviously means that we love Shador Sanders. But yeah, we need Deebo Samuel to just go up one number. Hey, again, I guess there's a lot of players on a roster, and number 2 would be one of the ones that would be taken as well too. Number 2 is a sick number, but is there number 2 on Washington right now that would be in the way? Diggs is number 3. So, Rashad White's, that's right, he's not on Washington. He's back on San Francisco. So, go back there real quick. I guess, Lenore, solves our own problem. So, yeah, Deebo Samuel's back to number 19 on San Francisco. So, Stribling and Deebo Samuel need to I guess, figure out who's going to take number 2 from Dominique Lenore. It is what it is. Who's this, DeMarcus? Who's this guy over here? Who's Robinson, number 7? DeMarcus Robinson for San Francisco. So, hopefully DeMarcus Robinson doesn't take all of our Deshaun Stribling, looks that we're hoping to bet for, I guess, long term. Again, but no Christian Kirk. Is Christian Kirk out as well, too? Again, that means Mike Evans is probably going to get the play over Tony Pollard in week 1. If that is the case, I guess he's listed as active as of right now, and active a free agent in our league. So he's number 3. Keep the wide receivers just, all in line right here. It is what it is. But either way, I guess we can't go with DS2 as an album title is the point. We don't trust you. I guess it'd be interesting to name my fantasy team name after We Don't Trust You, but we don't Deshaun. I guess again we Deshaun Stribling you. That I don't know if that's a pause or not, but it's definitely not gonna roll off the tongue. Evolve maybe Evans. No, that's not gonna work. Again, shout out to Future. I never liked you. We go, I never liked you, or We Don't Trust You. I never Luthered you. Pause. We Don't Trust You. Mixtape Pluto. Mixtape Buka. Maybe. Again, we've really been trying to make that one work, but I don't know if it's going to. The Real Me. I guess, there's the new album there as well. And the documentary. That's the documentary. I guess by the time we could just put all of our fantasy team names together like the documentary chorus and then, make that the situation. Just like the hook on the documentary. Just like, oh, I let Josh sort him out from a bird's eye view, and the alligator bites never heal because that Luther Birdnoy is, a real monster deal, and that's the documentary. It's like, I don't know if we can fit all that into one team name. A couple of Jeezy songs here. We might have to pass over those. Iron Man, maybe. Ghostface Killer, maybe an option. Is there an Iron Man potential? Maybe we're gonna have to go back to that one. Here, let's go to Ghostface, I guess, real quick, and see what else we can cook up as well too. Supreme Clientele, potentially. Supreme Quorum. Supreme. No, that's nothing there. Supreme Clientele too. Okay, set the tone. Ghostface Killers. Sarface meets Ghostface 2019. How have we not listened to this one yet? Hey, yeah, I didn't know we had a Avengers level crossover in 2019. They had a couple of the Wu-Tang back together. Sour Soul, 36 seasons. Apollo Kids, Wu Massacre, Wallaby Champ, Fish Scale, more fish, milk 'em. The Pretty Tony album, again, Supreme Clientele, Ghostface Killa, Shiloh's, Shalin's Finest. So, again, maybe if you were able to think of something there, let us know. Glorious from Glorilla. Gregorious maybe is just kind of a weird word versus a fantasy team name, but shout out to Blake Griffey again. G Unit maybe. I guess G Unit again. It could just be Blake Griffey. G Unit. Hey yo. If he does take that nickname, that would be tough. I think there's other guys in the NFL whose last name starts with a G. Hey yo. That could be G Unit. The fact that G Unit hasn't been a nickname, honestly, in the NFL or the NBA as well, too. Is there anybody on the Spurs right now that could be G Unit? Hey, yeah. Again, I guess Castle could be C Unit. Maybe. But, again, either way, I'm surprised it hasn't been a team name. Like Octane. Like in 2030, I hope Octane's playing for, or G Unit's playing for Octane. Like that would really be a sick NFL or NBA scenario if that would be the case. But yeah, otherwise we got Stunt 101 from G Unit. I guess it's a single. Oh, Beg for Mercy is the album. That's right. Burden for. Oh, I guess Burden of Proof. We didn't go for that for Benny the Butcher, but that would have been good as well too. But again, maybe getting a little bit more of a cut. Oh, Ice Cube. Can we go with something from Ice Cube here? Death Certificate. Is there a death certificate? What's, I guess, America's Most Wanted. America's Most Warren is maybe not gonna work there as well. Though again, we're finding another W option potentially. The Predator, Lethal Injection, Lethal Injection, Luther Injection. I don't know about that. Raw Footage, War and Peace, War and Peace. Oh, there it is. That could be one for Tyler Warren right there. War and Peace, Volume 1, War and Peace, Volume... Okay, so it could be War and Peace with the Ice Cube, I guess, logo as well. Again, we try that there, but I don't know if it goes over Luther Birdnoy, but we'll go Warren. See, the thing is it War and Peace? It's like War-EN. So WARR-EN. So it's like Warren Peace. Peace? What was Peace? There we go. Volume, I guess, 3, right? Because this is the version of the team. So we got Volume 1, the War disc, Volume 2, the Peace disc, and then Volume 3, the Remington Fantasy Team. War and Peace. So that is, at least we did get something on the board for Tyler Warren. That's good. Shout out to our guy. Again, hopefully the Colts offense is able to help carry us there. Jack Boys, potentially, option here, maybe. What's his Jack Harlow album called? Again, Come Home, the Kids Miss You. And Come Home, the Book misses. Come Corum, the pick. No, I don't know. No, I don't think we need a Jack Harlow album for the team name there. What about Janet Jackson? Hey yo. Let's see. Do we go All For You, Janet Jackson? The Velvet Rope, Janet. Is there anybody with Jordan? Jalen? Hey, yo. Unbreakable, Discipline. The Velvet Rope. I don't know. Can we do the Velvet Rope? Maybe not. I guess, like you say that about like a passer sometimes. Hey, yo, like, that pass was on a rope. But again, maybe we might have to, explain something there. That might be a pause. Control, Dream State, Rhythm Nation 1814. Rhythm Nation 1814. I guess if we had an 18 into 14, we could make this work from a numbers standpoint, maybe. And maybe the names were a little closer there. That one would be a real workshop situation. Rhythm Nation 1814. But I guess if you want to draft specifically to try to make Rhythm Nation 1814 work as a fantasy team name, that is pretty cool as well too. Pain is Love. Again, Jordan Love, could be used there as well too. Could it be the J-Rock album? Was it 90059? I don't know. Again, numbers getting a little bit tougher there. Redemption 444. Huh. Reasonable Doubt? The Blueprint? I guess the Blueprint's another like basic one as well too. Oh, this fantasy team is the bird print. Bird print? Oh, I guess if there was a guy named Blue, there's a Jaden Blue for Dallas, so that would make sense. But otherwise, maybe not. 444. We might have to pass. Again, Billy Buckets already took the Black Album with 99 Problems, so maybe Jay-Z's off the board as well too. Magna Carta, potentially. Watch the Throne. If we win this year, we could be Watch the Throne next year, potentially. 2014 Forest Hill, 2014 Warren Hills Drive. Chat, there we go. A second Tyler Warren option. Definitely a little bit more forced. And 2014 Warren Hills Drive. It's not quite as funny as some of the other ones. It's a little more like, oh, that's almost just like a real address. But, also it does kind of sound like that J. Cole album as well too. For Your Eyes, for Your Eyes Only. For War and Eyes. No, that's not gonna work, unfortunately. For Your Eyes Only. For Your. Do we have a For Your on this team? We don't have a For Your, unfortunately. We Eyes For Your ETN only. No. Again, nothing for ETN as well too. The Sideline Story, Voluminati, I guess is the album. What's the song, the album? Born Sinner. That's right. Born Sinner is the album. Born Sinner. Blake Corum, Deshorn Sinner. Probably not gonna work there as well. Hey, yo, chat, we're like halfway through the playlist. I don't know if we're gonna be able to go through every single option that is possible. The Forever Story, God Does Like Ugly is a potential one as well too. The Never Story. We got Jill Scott here in the playlist. What do we got from Jill Scott as well? Who is Jill Scott? Who is Jordan Mason? I guess that would be a funny one if there was a Scott at some point. Do we have to go pick up a guy named Scott that nobody knows and then be like, who is Bill Scott or something like that? There could be something there. But since everybody's known, who is Jill? We don't have a Bill either, or a Will, or a Pill, a Mill, anything. Hey, yo. I guess we do have a Will. Who is Will? Yeah, but it's Kyron Williams though. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as well too. We do know, I guess, Will would work though for Kyron Williams as a word there, potentially. Death Race for Love. Hey, Goodbye and Good Riddance. Again, I don't know if we want anybody in our team name to be that, but from a pun standpoint, Goodbye, Good Riddance. Oh, Riddance should be one. Again, Riddance should be on the team. It should just be like, Lamone Riddance is on the waiver wire. But Goodbye and Good Riddance. Hey, Goodbye and Good. Yeah, we don't have any, very few R's on the team as well. The letters. We got the Mad Max Fury Road soundtrack. Hey, 400 Degrees as a potential option as well too. Juvenile. What else has Juvenile got cooking up here? As Juve is great. Rejuvenation. Hey, Beast Mode, Cocky and Confident, Southwade Bosses, Reality Check, Nola Clap, The Beginning of the End. Yeah, Juve is great. 600 Degrees. Oh, okay. Plays of the game. The G Code. Again, that could be another Blake Groupie one that could be really funny though. That'd be really for like if we were in like a New Orleans only league. Hey, a New Orleans only hip hop. Everybody has to name their album, type league. Again, we're being really specific, but if we have one, there you go. there's your situation there. Kali Uchis potentially. You know, I don't know if we're gonna go with Kanye this year. Donda, 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 Donda. Do we just have that as the team name? I think we just could have the easy album cover right there as well too. Graduation's probably not gonna work. College Dropout could be interesting. I guess that could be more like a meta joke about somebody's career potentially, but I don't know if we want to start going there. Late registration. Registration. We don't have anybody named Registration on the team, unfortunately, to be able to make that one work. Or Life of Pablo. Oh, that should be one that could definitely work out there. I'm surprised we haven't seen a Life of Pablo yet as well too. Life of Bucablo, I guess. Is that in Buca's name and maybe when he goes, across the border. Amico Bucablo. Hey, Amico Bucablo. I don't know, but probably not our fantasy team name there as well. I don't know how many more options are we gonna get here, chat. Hey, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I guess that one's too on the nose, chat. Hey, yo. Again, if we really just have to burn an easy one last minute, we're just like, oh, I didn't think of a fantasy team name. I guess they're just My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy this year. My Beautiful Dark Twisted. My Beautiful Dark. Again, if we start saying some other names, if we insert names there, then maybe that would be a little weird. My Beautiful Dark Twisted. Yeah, I don't know, chat. I don't know if we can get there with any of these team names. Pause. Bound 2? Bound 2. I guess Mbuka is number 2, just Bound 2, and it's just a picture of Mbuka. We're bound to Mbuka's turf toe this year? Hey, yo. Really, we are, because we took him in the 3rd round. Black Panther soundtrack. GNX, potentially. Good Kid, Mad City. Is there a Good Kid, Mad City option? That would be elite. Group Kid, Mad City, chat? We can't use Grape, AL. We can't use Blake Groupie's name as the Good Kid, Mad City pun. We're going to have to save it for something a little better than that. Good Quorum, Mad City? No. Good Kid, Mad Quorum? You know what? Why not? It's a Michigan man. We Mason. No, Mason's probably not gonna work there. Jordan, Good Kid, Mad City. Good Kid, Mason City. I guess is just another city, than a Mad City. So maybe again a little more specific. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Mr. Morale. Mr. Morale, Mr. Mason, Mr. McMillan and the Big Steppers? No, again, McMillan would need to be like the leader of the team to make that work. Section 80? Oh, again, if we had a number 80 wide receiver, that is one to keep in mind as well too. Untitled, Unmastered. Hey, yeah. Key Glock. We could go something by Key Glock. All Eyes on Key. Hey, yo. What was the name of it? Oh, Glockavelli. That's what I knew there was another Tupac situation there for sure. Glockavelli, Groupavelli would be kind of funny, but maybe like a philosophy league, Greek history league or something like that. Maybe it'd be more funny there. Machiavelli, I guess maybe we'd have to remember what exactly country he's fallen in there. Lady Gaga. Oh, a Lady Gaga poll would be interesting. Again, we have done hip hop focus, but if we were going, some 80s dance pop or 70s Motown or 90s R&B or something, start mixing it up. Get really starting to show some some musical albums there. A Star Is Born? I don't think a Star Is Buka. Maybe Cheek to Cheek, the collab album with Tony Bennett. I don't know if we can honor Tony Bennett's legacy here and name anything after Cheek to Cheek, and it's just like I don't know, it's Josh Allen and Dalton Kincaid or something like that. Again, I guess Taylor and Warren would be like the closest combo for the most important for the offenses here that we have for this team, because again we don't have that receiver quarterback situation directly tied to each other. Art Pop, yeah, we don't have a guy named Art or Pop on this team. Both could be names, but unfortunately we're kind of absent there. From Art Pollard is something maybe. I don't know why again Tony Pollard has to be. Born This Way, The Fame Monster, or the Fame Monster, the Fame Mason. No, unfortunately, Lady Gaga's gonna have to wait till next year, as well too. Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Wayne, a lot of the Carter 5 again. We don't have a Carter on the team. Quorum 5 would be a little bit of a kind of an easy cop out there, as well too. LL Cool J. Ooh, chat. Okay, underrated actor LL Cool J. In Too Deep if we go with a movie, but If we go with an album, we could have, I guess, Mr. Smith, Phenomenon, as well. 210. He just has an album on here called 10. What number was Luther Burden? Is he number 10? He is number 10. So again, it could just be number 10 with a picture of Luther Burden. No, that's really a poll. I feel like for Eljo. Oh, this is the album that I'm looking for. Mama Said Knock You Out. Why is it not on Spotify? What's going on there? What is going on there? Why are these all hidden now on Spotify? But we should have thought of that anyways beforehand. Mama Said Knock You Out. Mama Said Knock You Out. Let's see here. I guess we're just doing the hook now, but is there a name here that could work? Have we got the Public Enemy yet? Takes a nation of millions to we can get that. How do you say that title for that album? Because that's classic as well too. We did say Mariah Carey earlier. Maybe we go with Mariah Carey. Mary J would definitely be interesting. Mace, Harlem World. I guess, is there a Harlem World situation here? We don't have anybody named Harlem. Like Harlan is like an old guy name. Like there could be like a Harlan or something, but or Harvin maybe, Percy Harvin. You know, if it was like Harvin's World, that would have been good back in the day. That would have actually been really good. Hey, yo, Chad, I wish I was playing fantasy. I wish I was naming my team after rap albums back then and had also drafted Percy Harvin because we could have named it Harvin's World. But maybe that's something we'll do. Best historical team rap album fantasy names. You know, Harvin's World from back in the day. That but iconic. Dreams and Nightmares. I guess Dreams and Williams Nightmares. No, nothing there. The Metro Boomin with Heroes and Villains. Maybe also not quite enough there. MF Doom. Doomsday. Speaking of chat, the original Doom. Hey, yo, people, everybody talk about, Iron Man, Tony Stark. But what about MF Doom? Hey, yo, the original great portrayal. Tony Stark's got to live up to MF Doom's legacy. But MF Doom, could we go MF Book? Maybe, I don't know that. I don't know. MF Book would be a little interesting. But MF Kincaid Corum as well is probably not gonna work there. Michael Jackson, Off the Wall, Thriller. Off the Wall. No. It's Off the Williams. Probably not there as well too. Culture 2, Culture 3, The Infamous as well too. I don't know. It feels like they're losing their pun ability as we go. Oh, I guess the well, it just depends on our player's name as well too. I guess the Miseducational Lauryn Hill is also an option as well too. Potentially some Mustard tracks. Here, Nas as well too. Illmatic. Do we go with Illmatic? Do we go with what's the second album called here as well? It is Written, that's right. And then what was it? Nas's something was the third one. We got, let's see here. I Am. And then Nostradamus, that's what I'm thinking of, was the fourth one. Nostradamus. Stillmatic. The Lost Tapes. Nostradamus. Could we go with the Nostradamus as well? We don't have as many Nas's in the NFL. There's some Nasirs that have been in the NBA. But we don't really have any Nasirs in the NFL in the same way, because Nas would be, I guess, an interesting one for sure. Nostradamus, we would go with Nostradamus as a team name there. Though, again, that would just be the most direct if somebody's name was literally just Nasir or something like that. King's Disease, maybe a little too much. Victory Lap could be interesting. Hey, yo, chat. Victory Lap. We might not be able to get this one to work, but I don't know. I don't know if, Nipsey might be, too legendary as well, too. I don't know if we can, use Victory Lap and butcher it like we just did, Certify Luther Burdenoy. Hey, yo. So that, that album's great. So we got to just, respect that by keeping it a great album. Biggie, we got to, Life After Death. I guess Life After whatever second round pick that we made too high. I don't know, the pun there that we could throw. Ready to Die is not really one that would apply as well to NWA chat, maybe. Offset. What was the name of this album from a couple of years ago called Set It Off? Hey, yo, shout out to the movie as well, too. So that would be a nice little double entendre for both the album and the movie. Set It Off, Scribbling It Off again. Hey, yo. It's just because of the S, I guess, that is there. Otherwise, yeah, we might Ibuka It Off. Hey, yo. Probably not. Without Warning? Without Warning! Without warning is not bad. Without warning? Hey, yo. Okay, we have to also write that one down. We have War and Peace Volume 3, 20. We have multiple Warren options here. So what was this? War without. Without Warren. Again, we have to do the dash. Without Warrening, I guess, is this team name. Or is it Warrening? Not Warrening. Warrening? Hey, oh, probably saying it is not the most important part. Outcast would be interesting as well too. Southern Cadillac playlist music, maybe. What do we got? What was it? Not Aquafina. Hey, shout out to Aquafina. Aquemini was the album that they dropped. We don't really have an Aquemini on this team. An Alanai, Aquemini, but a Kincaidini. No, Outcast. Maybe Stankonia. Is there a Stankonia option? Stribbling still not going to work there as well too. Speaker box, stribling box, pause. Hey yo, the love below again. Hey yo, no, not Stankonia. Carlito's Way soundtrack. I am music. Maybe I am music. I am no. As I say, I am. We don't have like a. I don't know. Murphy wouldn't even really work there. As I would say, we don't really have like a Murphy. We just don't really have anything for that. It is what it is. We may have our options, honestly. Shoot for the stars, aim for the moon. Shoot, again, Moon. Warren Moon would have been another great historical name. Shoot for the stars, aim for the moon. Hey, yeah, wish we could draft. Just, honestly, just let me draft a historical player just for the team name of it. It is what it is. Public Enemy, yeah, it takes, let me say it takes a nation of millions to hold us back. So can we get this one work? Probably not for Tyler Warren. It takes a nation of Mike Evans to hold us back. No, it takes a nation of it takes a nation of McMillans to hold us back. That's not bad. That honestly may be moving. Chad, it's a good thing we kept looking, because I think that's gonna move up to number 2 on the list. Again, the album quality strength is really gonna help there, but that is a unique poll. And I guess Jalen, it's not like, are we ever going to get Jalen McMillan on our fantasy team again? But, it's definitely a little specific to the team. Again, maybe not like totally correlates to a guy that's going to be on the roster. But if he's on the roster right now, we can take advantage of it. I guess, again, if we have to cut him, is he just on the roster if we name our team this? Because, yes, he's the name, the name guy of the team. But it takes a nation of McMillans, chat. Again, this is a good one. This is a good one. Pause. Am I spelling his name right? No I there for the second I. It takes a nation of McMillans to hold us back. Again, let Josh sort him out is good because it's current. And again, are we ever going to get a Josh Allen again on our team? But Josh, we could get. Maybe we're able to flip that punt a little bit more. I don't know if there's like a Todd or something in the league at some point. Bod. There's like a Bosworth or something. There was a Brian Bosworth. Let Bosworth. Again, Nas, if there ever was a Nasir, let Nas. So we could make that work maybe later on. So it takes a nation of McMillans to hold us back. I don't know if we even have enough characters in our team name capabilities to be able to use that. But shout out to our last fantasy pick, Jalen McMillan. From Mr. Irrelevant all the way to the fantasy team name guy. What a rise in over the course of the night for Jim McMillan. That is pretty crazy. Some more Pusha T albums here. It's Almost Dry. Daytona as well too. It's Almost Dry. Again, I don't know if we want our fantasy team name to be quite that. Queen Latifah. Honestly, Queen Latifah is one of the last artists that could probably compete in here and get a name up over Public Enemy. That is for sure. All Hail the Queen. Again, this one, Patrick Queen would have been a good offensive player, I guess, if he was an offensive player for this. But there could also be another player there down the line as well, too. Nature of Assista, Black Rain, Order in the Court, Traveling Light, and Persona is the Queen Latifah discography here. Order in the Court, we don't really have. Order in the Quorum is not bad as well, too. All Hail the Queen, again, is kind of the iconic one, as well as Nature of Assista. So that, it's Queen Latifah, it's all iconic, but maybe those two stand out a little bit more as well. Only Built for Cuban Links. Only Built for Luther No, I think again I'm kind of stuck on it takes a nation of McMillans. I think we kind of might have just nailed it there, honestly, with that one. That one's pretty gold. It is what it is. So do we just call it that? And end. I guess what else do we have here? Let me just keep scrolling real quick, and see Rihanna, The Roots, Royce to 5'9", Run DMC. Run DMC. Run is it self-titled? Run DMC. It is self-titled. Run DMC. Run. Oh, Blake. What's Blake Corum's middle name? Run BMC. Hey yo, Blake Corum. Let's see what if we can get a middle name search on Blake Nolan Corum. Run BNC. It's not bad, honestly. Run BNC. I guess BM. That is pretty close. Run BNC. Okay, we'll put that on the list. We'll put that on the list as number 3. I think again the album. We're not ranking the albums necessarily. You got it takes a nation. I would still rank that above Let God Sort Him Out. Again, maybe you would play it Let God Sort Him Out more right now, but but again maybe it's a little newer as well too. But it takes a nation's plays now. Hey it's a great album. But Run BNC. So sorry to Blake Corn, not to look up your middle name there, get too personal, but for fantasy team name standpoints, owners will stop at nothing. I guess it is what it is. So that is another option as well too. Oh, Schoolboy Q would be interesting. Blue Lips. Hey, I don't know if that would work out too well. I guess with the Colts, maybe there'd be something there. Who's to say? Oxymoron as well is an album title there. Doggy Style. Hey, maybe not. Also Missionary. Snoop Dogg. Oh, going crazy. Styles P is something from Styles P. Ayo, SWV, SZA, the Dog Pound, T.I. we already mentioned as well too. TLC, Tony Yayo, Travis Scott. Do we go Travis Scott? Astro World. What else did Travis Scott do? Utopia. Maybe not. His name's applying the best here. Tribe Called Quest is interesting as well. Tyla. Okay, I think Tyla's album is self-titled though. So I don't know if any Tyla, that would be kind of funny again for the edit standpoint. But we maybe not are able to that team name it wouldn't make sense to be like, why is this team named Tyler? Like if you don't have the picture up again, it just doesn't really work as well to Vince Staples at The Weekend. I think the W is chat. We're getting close to the end of the playlist here. Whitney Houston as well too. The Bodyguard. We don't have anybody's name who's body, or guard as well, or any guards potentially. The Bodyguard. Let me see what else was Whitney Houston dropping here. Again, she had an album, Whitney Houston, Just Whitney. Whitney? Yeah, it was the album's Whitney Houston, and Just Whitney. So again, we don't have anybody named Whitney to make that work. I'm Your Baby Tonight, 1990. I don't know if we want to go down this route for a team name, but again, I don't think we have a name that would apply as well too. My Love Is Your Love. Oh, The Preacher's Wife soundtrack as well too. The Preacher's Wife. The Pollard's Wife. Again, we don't give Tony Pollard a lot of credit there. Again, rest in peace to Whitney Houston as well too. But if there ever is a last name Whitney, like Just Whitney, would be one that could potentially work and pay homage there as well too. 36 Chambers. Again, we can't listen to Wu-Tang Clan. I guess that would have taken the Ghostface off because of the fact that again they played the halftime in the finals that the Spurs lost that 31-point lead. Wu-Tang was the finals halftime performance that or the finals halftime. Yeah, it was the finals halftime performance that helped charge the Knicks back up there. So we can't listen to Wu-Tang yet. We're still salty about the finals. It is what it is, and we can't name our team after Wu-Tang as well too. I guess Young Thug maybe is our last option to look at here. Let's see, Young Thug. So Much Fun. Isn't it? I guess he had one called Jeffrey as well too. Again, that's a name that could apply there. Slime Season. Business is Business. Maybe. Oh, anybody want to name their album after UY Scooty? Hey, I even forgot about that. That's crazy. The Purple Album. Barter 6. I Came From Nothing Too. Young Thugga Main LaFleur. Ooh, that would be an interesting one to flip. I honestly think in a shocking turn of events, chat. In a shocking turn of events, I think It Takes the Nations of McMillan's just came out of nowhere at the end there to let Josh sort him out. I guess this is the best that we could do. for our fantasy name specifically. Borrow any of these if you want. We've got Let Josh Sort Him Out, Run BNC if you get Blake Corum. From a bird's eye view, Luther Burden. Again, 2 Colts ones here. Alla Taylor Bites Never Healed, Jonathan Taylor, but also Alla Tyler Bites Never Healed, Tyler Warren. But Certified Luther Burdenoy, which again is a sleeper, strong third option, honestly, at the end of the day. Warren Peace Volume 3, Tyler Warren. 2014 Warren Hills Drive, and then Without Warrening as well, too. So some really strong options here, honestly. I think we did a good job, but I think it takes the nations of McMillan's is really great. And I guess we could just ... that if we need to for the fantasy, the characters standpoint here as well. Chat, what a successful night. We got a C on the draft grade, and we got a great team name. I think it works. We're going to have to change our abbreviation, though, as well, too. It takes a nation. Okay, look at that. It takes the nations of McMillan's works actually perfectly as well. So do we do public enemy? What's our, probably just mill, I guess. Do we just go money signs as our abbreviation? Yeah, there we go, chat. We'll just go with some money signs, I guess, as the situation. We will need to change the team logo, I guess, as well, too. But I guess we can do that on our own time. So there we go, chat. Official 2026 fantasy team. It takes a nation of McMillans, starring Jalen McMillan, but also Josh Allen and Jonathan Taylor, and a bunch of other guys as well, too. So we appreciate you guys tuning in to watching our fantasy draft. Let us know if what your fantasy grades are for your own teams as well, too. Is really say what you want about our own fantasy team name. Our own fantasy, our name is great, but our fantasy team, say you want about it, but I like it. It went great for our big board. So I also want to know if you guys like your fantasy teams. Let us know. REMINGTOM Pod. You can DM us over there on Instagram and communicate with us that way. Follow us here on the YouTube. Hit us up on the podcast feeds, and we'll see you all Tuesday night, Sunday, Tuesday, Friday here on the live stream on the YouTube live, hanging out, having a good time, sports, maybe some more stuff as well, too. Just again, join in, kick back, have fun. We're hanging out here Sunday nights, Tuesday nights, and Friday nights. So we will be back in a couple days, hanging out again, and we will see y'all later. Peace.